Oh, hello there. Come closer out of the dark and sit around my campfire, why not? My name, is of no great importance, but the stories I have to tell you are. Witness 4 lost souls journeying together through a grim world of perilous adventure. Be warned, though. These stories are not for the faint-hearted, and once you have heard them, you cannot unheard them. Bear witness to the Vagabond Chronicles. Holy shit.
Werewolves! Flipping loads of them everywhere. We'd stopped off at an inn called the Slaughtered Lamb to meet our pal Dr. Dasher. Love a good inn, me. They're a bit like hedges, but less hedgy, and you can nab loads of free stuff from them. Anyway, that's where things got a bit hairy. Suddenly there's a howling and a gnashing of teeth, and the nasty buggers are everywhere. Of course, I nabbed myself a new magic robe. Excellent place for magic robes inns. And before we knew it, we'd fought a rubbish retreat into an extremely handy brick shed full of all kinds of goodies. Them little lads, Bondo and Teddy, set about making some silver bombs to fight off the werewolf hordes. Meanwhile, me and Ziggy found our way through a basement packed with human meat, which did a good job of sending me veggie, I don't mind telling you. Following a tunnel, we came out in the chicken coop, only the chickens had grown massive and particularly horrible. I remember an old wise man who came to my village once that told a terrifying tale of science gone wrong in a magical park where ancient monsters roamed. Chaotic Park, he called it. Well, them buggers would have fit right in. Anyway, somehow I managed to make a good impression on them chickens, so we all cooked up a plan. Stuff one of them human bodies with a silver bomb, use it as bait to draw the werewolves into a trap, and then spring them giant chickens on them. Well, so far it seems to have gone rather well. We chucked a body bomb out into the pub yard. The werewolves came sniffing around it, and then just as they noticed us, boom! Chunks everywhere, but chunks of what? Listen on, fair chaos crew.
And welcome, friends!
Oh,
Hello.
welcome.
Back off the mic.
I'm being very illusionary as to whom I'm referring to as friends at this juncture, because we've had a little conversation about introductions again. Apparently, I'm going to put on the stabilizers back on the introduction because my little boys aren't ready to go just yet by themselves on the 2 wheels of their bicycles. So I'm putting the stabilizers back on the introductions. That's right. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Welcome, friends. Welcome, community. Hello, players.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm in
Is you're holding hostage now. We'll move on.
We'll move on. Let's go into the introduction. Why not? Now that we're all going to be lurching our way through it. Let me introduce you to the players. Hi, players. Let's start with we do like an initiative thingy, don't we? In the games, let's start with that because we usually do. Because otherwise, without that, we flounder even more than we usually do. Let's start off with our lovable little rogue.
Randomly, just to keep it.
What? Should we play Spin the Wheel of Introduction with your host Neil Newborn? Yeah. That's not me coughing. That's the end. Let's have this thing spins around. It ends with a cough.
Say his name.
Well, I'll say his name. First up is who playing our lovable rogue halfling is from down under, an IT specialist as well in some ways. A man with many skills and interests. Pete.
Did you say my name yet?
Yeah, I said your name, but everybody else laughed. So it was... It's Pete. Hi, Pete.
Yay! Good morning. It's Pete here.
Like tears in a rainstorm.
16 episodes in, and Neil's presenting skills just completely failed.
I think it's the familiarity breeds contempt thing, isn't it, Tom? It's like after a while, it's like, pff, like
You're trying to jazz it up, but you're jazzing it down.
I'm trying to do.
I don't want to
jazz something down?
anymore.
This is like the cool dad version of introductions, isn't it? I'm sure like be a cool dad, get down with everybody.
Managed to learn to jazz something down. That's
There you go.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's the new thing, man. It's like everything's going back to grey.
Can we go in reverse order next time?
No, Pete, it's your bit. You're on.
My intro because everyone just like mocks Neil.
Come on, Pete.
Hello, I'm Pete. I'm playing Teddy, the halfling burglar and concealment connoisseur. And yes, I live in Australia, and I'm very much looking forward to today's session. But I might have to drop in and out a little bit depending on the things that are occurring.
Mysterious
fucking
things that are
bombshell.
occurring.
Dun dun.
Pete's got a Russian spy coming around his house to get into some kind of scrap with him, and he's going to have to like suddenly break off and like chuck a knife across the room at him, and then
Maybe
like
blow him involved.
yeah.
Can you do that bit where like halfway through the
Don't give
fight,
it
when
away.
you're like you lot are like basically stripped down to the waist from ripping each other's clothes and with knives and daggers and things? The Russian guy go, "Hey, are you streaming right now? That's so cool!" And then you carry on fighting. Can you do that at least once?
Oh yeah, he's in the stream already.
He's in the stream already. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, cool, Warhammer! I love
Cool.
these guys."
First edition. That's so hardcore. Okay, so we're not going to do that. So that's Pete. Well done, Pete.
And
Just
broken.
broken. All right. Moving swiftly, really urgently on to our next player is Dr. Steve, who's actually, in fact, a real-life, true, bona fide witch doctor. Hi, Dr. Steve.
That's true.
All
of the above is true. Yes, so hi, I'm Steve. Good evening. I've been thrown off by the brevity of Neil's introduction, and I was expecting a whole lot of nonsense to have to wade through. So yeah, I'm Steve, and I am playing Corporal Siegfried Hauptmann, who is a young man hoping to make his way in the world, and he's I think last week I said he was a bit like Luke Skywalker with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
I think I've been thinking about it a bit more, and I think he's a very efficient, very methodical sort of individual. He's a bit like I think he's sort of the human equivalent of a Roomba, one of those mechanical hoovers that moves around the room and sort of sucks stuff up. Very useful, but not very likely to get laid. So yeah, that's about him really.
Personally, I find
I have a robot Hoover, and I must admit it's never been like.
Well, I've been in A&E. I tell you, those
Wait.
things have a sex life, baby.
Yeah. Pete, haven't you been curious at any point? You got a robot Hoover. Haven't you been like got a late night alone, glass of red wine in the hand? The Hoover just goes past "Ooh." Haven't you ever looked at it and gone, "I wonder if"?
No,
Neil, this
not
suggests
once.
that you have.
I don't have one of these things, man. I don't know how these things work.
I've worked in A&E. I have excuse of knowledge of this sort of thing. I'd like to know what your was this deep research for a character you played or something?
Yeah, it's totally deep research. It's all deep
Once
research.
you work in A&E.
I justify everything that I think about and try by deep research for characters. All right, moving really fucking forwards. Like, just keep going forwards to go backwards.
Yeah.
Rattigan is played by... Rattigan, of course, is our hedge wizard. Is played by the lovable, the indomitable, the amazing writer, Tom DeVille. Hi, Tom.
Bless you. That was a very sweet intro. Hello. Hi, everyone. What were you going to say? You felt like you were going to say something there.
I was going to, just try and bring it up a notch. A couple of steps up from where we always end up on our arse. You know what I mean? Just like raise the bar.
We're up. We're jazzing up now. We've moved away from jazzing down. We're now jazzing up. Hello, I'm Tom. I play Rattigan the hedge wizard who loves his hedges and his squirrels. And Yeah, and has got a number of tricks up his sleeve, including ferrets. Ferret trick. What? Sorry, Jim, were you going to say something?
No, sorry, I thought I was off mute. Sorry.
Oh wow, this is like we've all been married to each other too long. This is like getting into that awkward shit where like somebody says something, the other person goes, "What? What are you talking about?" No, I'm not saying. I didn't mean that. No, you just interrupted. No, I didn't interrupt. I was just adding to the conversation. Oh, were you? Well, okay, but it sounded like an interrupt. We've all been married to each other for too many years.
I didn't read the small print in that contract you made us sign before coming on air, but that is a revelation.
Well, there's a prenup with all of your characters.
Okay,
carry on.
Anyway, yeah, I play with Hedge Wizard. I got ferrets. There's some new tricks coming. There's new ideas brewing.
So friends become enemies, enemies become friends, Tom?
That's the plot.
Cool.
Yeah. Let's do Jim. If he's not muted his microphone or his headphones.
I am back. I'm trying to be very professional, failing dismally, but here we are.
Do it, Jim.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Jim. I'm good. I'm very, very tired this week. Long stuff. Anyway, I'm an IT engineer and I play Bondo, the gnome engineer / pharmacist / militiaman / a whole bunch of other stuff. Anyway,
explosives enthusiast.
Explosives enthusiast, indeed, yes. Bondo, and I've got to say, Chibi Bondo. I'm in love with Chibi Bondo. Thank you.
What?
Yes.
What was that?
Chibi Bondo.
Like he's a.
You've not seen Chibi Bondo?
No.
It's so awesome.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah, I did catch it. That was really funny. Yeah, sweet.
I love it.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Anyway.
Okay.
And Hidden did that. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Anyway.
Cool.
That's it.
Done. But that. No. I think we've all synchronized ourselves. It's a bit weird tonight. We've all literally. I think it's just too much time with each other. Do you need a break? Is it me?
I don't know. I think yeah.
Is it you?
I think we all need to be a little bit drunker.
You just turn over every night now, Neil. It's just like
I know. It was exciting for the first few months, and then I don't know. I guess being honest, you're not dead, and I thought I'd at least kill one character by now.
Oh no, Neil's going to divorce us all.
I mean, 2 fate points.
Divorce stage.
I didn't expect fate points from you all, but there's only been 2. Anyway, thank you for the introductions, folks. This is our players divorcing me. No, this is fine. So we are here.
Still got a bit Tiger King.
It's all got a bit Tiger King, hasn't it? So yes, we're all here, which is great. So this is going to be this is definitely going to be our last one before Christmas.
Christmas.
Christmas is the other holiday it was a holiday it was Mickey's holiday.
Cousin.
Let's get completely hammered.
Chris Mouse.
I don't have a drinking problem. You got a drinking problem. Poor Mickey Mouse. The untold story. So yes, for Christmas, and then afterwards, I think we're due to do one depending on people's schedules. So we'll keep you abreast of whether or not we're going to be doing one directly after Christmas. That would be the second Sunday afterwards, I guess. So I think that wraps up the introductions. Hi, community. Hope you're well. Thank you for staying with us. It's been 20 minutes already. This is terrifying. We are really doing badly tonight. So we're going to try and push forward.
I started a stopwatch. It's 10 minutes.
5 minutes late.
No, we started late. We're 5 minutes late. Let's talk about community news with your pal Thomas Fletching Boulder Dash DeVille.
That is my name. Don't wear it out. Community news this week. We've got loads. The first big exciting bit of community news is that our dear hidden heroine has designed a new Christmas kind of jumper, sweater, Christmassy top design, which is now in the store. And it's live in the store now. You can order it, so you can go there. If the mods can drop in, we've got to say hi to the mods again in a minute. But if the mods can drop in the usual store address, or if Hig can drop the store address into Discord, that would be awesome. I know it's Teespring probably /Vagabond Chronicles. I'm not sure, but and then the really cool thing is you may notice that it's just a couple of dollars more expensive than the other t-shirt designs and things that we've got in there. That is for two reasons. One is it's slightly more complicated than the other designs, but the other thing is that we are going to give all the proceeds, all the profits from it to charity, to a charity called Book Trust, which buys underprivileged kids books for Christmas. And we are really into that, obviously, because we are big into storytelling here, and this is all about storytelling on this feed. So I've just seen that Hidden has put the address into the Discord. So yeah, and also we're gonna. So not only are we going to give all the proceeds, but we will match them as well from whatever we make on the Christmas top design. And if anyone wants to give donations as well, we're going to try and figure out a way to take donations and also give them to the same charity. So that is our little bit of Christmas giving, and I hope you guys can support us. That'd be really fantastic. Second bit of community news is it's sort of a multi-part one, and it's all about Scarlet Moth. So Scarlet Moth has done several things this week that are all amazing. Number one, she created new player figures for us in Hero Forge, and they're so cool, and they are so much better than the old figures that we have. They are the figures we are now using on the board in the game, which I'm sure Neil can be using the camera to show you.
Oh, I'm not even vaguely in there yet. I'm not even listening to you. Actually, I'm just doing the things.
Just choking on a rice cake in the background.
I'm not eating this time. I'm being good. But my attention is being directed elsewhere right now.
Now you've said rice cake, though. There's only one thing that will satisfy that craving.
Anyway, they're awesome. Thank you very much, Scarlet Moth. They're really great and they look fantastic. And I will also post pictures of them up on the Instagram at some time soon. Second bit of awesome Scarlet Moth news is that she has completed the amazing replica of the spider sword, which is lights up and looks amazing. The spider sword that Ziggy has, it's so cool. And again, I'm sure people have seen pictures on Twitter and stuff, and we will share them on the Instagram soon. So thank you for that, Scarlet. It looks so cool. And finally, the final most important bit of Scarlet Moth news is that today is her birthday.
Happy birthday.
So we all have to give a shout out. Happy birthday!
Yeah. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Oh, that was a nice sort of breathy one that Jim did right at the end.
It's been
I
Marilyn.
want to know what I was wearing now.
And then, so yes, quick shout out as per usual to our mods. Is Yogo modding today?
I believe that
Yogo is.
Yeah, I believe we have Yogo here.
Yogo.
And is Shannon here as well? I'm not sure.
Hi,
Shannon.
Yogo. And maybe Shannon's here as well. So
Also, hello to
shout
Shannon,
out to
hello
them.
to Mark, hello to them, hello to Yogo as well. Cool.
I feel like I may have missed something. Or Pete, do you have any Discord news? Any kind of...
Just the usual thanks to the mods on there, which is Moth, Hidden, Engels, and Shannon as well.
Groovy.
Helping
As per
me
usual,
through that chaos.
Thank you for all the art. Hidden has just done some really awesome chibi art of all the main characters, and we are looking at doing something with them really soon. Yeah, so and we'll do a big update on this soon.
That's all,
That
folks.
is it.
Nice one. And moving back into the world of where we are. So very quickly, top left hand.
Just one sec.
Shut up, Pete.
Stop. Anyone new, please, can the mods please put the Discord link in the chat so anyone new can come join us and play with the Chaos Crew.
Shut up, Pete. That was a good point. Also, we have the back catalogue of most of, not all, but most of the Vagabond Chronicles on my YouTube channel, which is YouTube. I think it's official Neil Newborn or some crazy shit like that. Just type in Neil Newborn on YouTube, you'll find it. And that has all the back episodes of these things that we're doing every other Sunday, to kill some of your time in your life. We can't give you back. So,
if any of us ever try to run for office, we can be absolutely
that time when it'll mean that if any of us become evil dictators, you'll have something on us to kick us out of the offices that we're taking. You're welcome, world.
If you're an evil dictator, you don't care what people think about you.
That's true. That's absolutely true. So, before we get into real hot water and potatoes and whatnot, this is the world. This is Warhammer World, first edition that we're using. It looks very much like our world, except of course it's not. It's based in Renaissance Reformation period equivalent. Steam engine coal, technology is very basic, everything's handwritten, there are printing presses, etc., but limited. There are many nations in the world, as you can see. There is the Elven nations in the middle, which are the Ithurian kingdoms. Here we see what it looks like Europe. So you have Astilia down on the left-hand side, which looks like Spain. You have the middle part, which is like the Holy Roman Empire, kind of like Germany and Central Eastern Europe and all that kind of stuff. We're focused at the moment on the Grey Mountains, which is on the left-hand side, just below that massive forest where the Empire is, which is where we find our heroes. Magic exists, but it's very feared, and it doesn't exist in great abundance. This is low fantasy, folks, not high fantasy. It's more realistic, and it's a grim world of perilous adventure. Let's go to the board. Why not? How was that, Tom?
Bam. Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Cool.
That was zippy.
That was snappy, right?
I liked it.
Yeah. All right, folks.
Yeah.
So here you can see we have some new models. Check it the fuck out, right? Look at that. What's underneath your cape there, buddy? Inquiring minds want to know. Let's see if I can shine some light into that cape. Hang on. So these are our new models, which were given very kindly to us by Scarlet Moth, I believe. So this is the new and improved Teddy. Look how terrified he looks of the world. He's like a Republican. He's like an American Republican facing down, somewhere that isn't. Look at that.
God, he's
terrifying.
libertarian and he's proud.
Okay. And here we have Siegmund. Is it Siegfried? I always get it wrong. Siegfried, right?
Siegfried.
Oh, I just moved the building.
Still Siegfried. Yeah.
Yeah, Siegfried.
But yeah, he looks hot.
I'm gonna give.
He
does look
myself.
Hot. Can you all move your hands, your little greasy hands, away from my miniatures, please? So we can have a good look.
These little rubbery hands lurking around.
Okay, I'll move
horrible. Why is the board infested with rubber hands all of a sudden?
I don't know. It just
We've never been there before.
Yeah, so
it's COVID.
Yeah. Everyone's got PPE on that they haven't taken off for months. On the left, oh my god, Tom, your character has fucking ferrets at the bottom of your base. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't notice that until you just pointed that out.
That's fucking cool, man. Move your hand. Move your hand. Move your hand. Move your hands. Move your hands. Look at that. Noodle and Mr. Spage. If I were to criticize, I'd say there's no top hats on there, but I'll accept it. It's amazing.
It is a weakness of the art. It is true.
That is so cool. And look at Raddy. You can tell he's not wearing. He may or may not be wearing underwear underneath that robe. Cool. And lastly, we have Bondo, who's looking.
If we look closely enough, can we see which side the tattoo's on?
No, I'm checking out his ass right now, and I can't quite. There's a big weird red chicken. I can't upskirt him. No. All right, and then of course we have Bondo at the end.
You can only see that in moonlight.
That's cool. That's really cool. All right, folks. So, if we remember from last,
so good, aren't they? That is just like.
Now, children, if you're sitting comfortably and shutting the fuck up, I'll begin. So we now come back to the story where we were before. We were in an inn called the Slaughtered Lamb, surrounded by werewolves, some of which were wearing landing. This guy actually, this male is a male werewolf. Landed through a closet so hard. He actually came out in a full ball gown, like golden, like kind of like Belle out of Beauty and the Beast ball gown, one of those things. Like he's digging it, he's into it, so he's like still there standing. Our little compatriots ran out of the store cupboard through a tunnel into the chicken coop, only to find out the Morsleb moon, who'd been zooming down these kind of green lights that affecting everything they touched, had turned our little plucky chickens into these weird chickens, these terrifying monsters that are addicted to trail mix, and lint in his pocket that Ratigan's been feeding them. And yeah, the last time you carrying a small halfling body filled with dynamite last time we left you, didn't you? And you blew it up here with a big
We
Michael Bay
stuffed the
explosion.
body full of dynamite to try and attract the werewolves to the body to
That's
eat
right.
it, and then we blew it up.
And you were all hiding in the chicken coop, apart from Bondo, who was going, "Bloody hell, what are you all doing hiding in that chicken coop?" Like that.
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
But with the Welsh accent.
With the Welsh accent.
Well, with a Welsh accent.
Down, I think I was about here.
Yeah, you weren't hiding because you just decided not. Well,
I just had
all right, cool. So
a
last
body over there filled with dynamite, so yeah.
So last time, all of this stuff went like this. Ba-boom! And was really chaotic and crazy. Let's get rid of this. It's a little bit...
I remember that. Yeah, the special effect. Yes. Effect
Yes.
shot at the end. That was.
Yes.
It's pretty something special, wasn't it? Okay, so that was the last thing that happened. So let's go back straight into the action. Ba-boom! Big bada-boom! As this huge Michael Bay... In fact, Michael Bay sort of saunters past you with a megaphone going, "That was great! That was great! But let's get some werewolves and bikinis!" And just walks through the dust and cloud, leaving the werewolves and you quite stunned. You are all hiding pretty much in this chicken coop. So the blast didn't get the shockwave of the blast didn't really hit you, but it was a pretty big bang. Bondo, you are staring pretty much straight at this thing, man. So I'm going to say that you're going to have to make an initiative test, sir.
Okay,
Oh,
okay. Load camera 2.
So if everybody remembers, new people, this is a percentile game. So you have characteristics out of 100, usual average is around 30, highly skilled people around 40, 50, 60 plus. And this initiative, like your reflexes, I guess. So roll them. 35. What is your initiative, sir?
My initiative is very low because Bondo is pretty much a potato.
He is potato.
Right, 1 second.
It's written
Initiative
big letters on the
is-
side. 23.
Oh yeah,
It's
down here.
int, right? Yeah, 23.
23. Okay, so you sort of do that kind of, "Oh, that looks so cool," and you just get blasted back by the shockwave. It
Say
blasts.
goodbye to your eyebrows.
Yeah, it blasts you back. You're standing in front of the doorway here, and like Teddy's just peeking through like a gap in the wall of the chicken coop, and just watches you go, "That's so cool," and you just like get powered off your feet, and slam down on the floor just over here, like boom. You're just for flavor and effect. You are smoking a little bit from the shockwave.
I'm assuming it will.
What was that, Jim?
I'm assuming it'll take at least D3 turns for the grin to come off my face.
That's entirely right. Why don't you roll for that grin? Roll for the incendious, the arsonist grin. That's now
Rictus grin.
the Rictus grin. This white one over here, it's used D3, sir. So you may roll that at your leisure
okay.
because that's not the most important thing we have to do right now. 2 rounds. You can't. You're capable of grinning, not grinning. Sorry. Okay. You might get lockjaw at the end of this. Let's find out. So yeah, you're off your feet. You're going to spend a round prone. And giggling, so you're now sort of mild hysterics. Okay, so Teddy, you sort of had to duck for cover, but you have initiative essentially. The were chickens get very startled and start banging, like going bang, 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 bang into the sides of the chicken coop or on reflex. You see Wavy Davy has dived into the hole, and one of the chickens sort of next to it has now sat on the hole. So he's jumped down into the hole where you all came from.
Is he trying to hatch Wavy Davy?
Maybe. You're no chicken expert, but you're no were chicken expert, but maybe.
What sort of chick would come out of Wavy Davy?
So Wavy Davy's jumped into the hole. Yeah. So Teddy, what do you want to do, sir?
I have no idea what the plan is now. Jesus.
The plan was to. Well, we need to see what happened, what we got with the explosion. But the plan was to blow up some werewolves and then mop them up with the scary chickens.
Okay.
So the plan was to kind of release the chickens into the yard because we sort of saw that they had munched a lot of werewolves in their
That's
coop.
true.
So that was the plan, but we don't yet know what has happened with the explosion, I guess.
Not yet, no, but Teddy, it's definitely initiative. You're definitely in combat immediately. So I'm going to go round by round. So Teddy, you can't really discuss. I'm going to say that your hearing isn't affected. It was a very loud bang, but because you were pretty much protected by this quite tall wall, that is the sort of chicken coop area or the coop area, you're not going to get hit by the shockwave so badly. Like, you're not going to go tinnitus and that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
I'm going to do the obvious thing and climb onto the barn.
Oh, you have scale shift surface, right?
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
you climb up to the barn. You like, scurry up to the top of the barn, and as you come up to the ridge of the roof, you just come face to face with this enormous yellow foot. These two enormous yellow feet with little claws on the end, with big claws on the end, and you just hear this above your head. Okay, who's next? I guess it's Ziggy. Ziggy's go. What are you gonna do, heroic Ziggy?
Is Ratty in the room with me? Is he just sort of behind me there?
Yeah, it's not a room. It's an open coop, so it's open to the sky.
Okay. So, because Ratty had sort of done the chicken whispering thing, hadn't he? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna I'm gonna turn to Ratty and I'm gonna say, "Release the mega."
So that again, you broke up. I want to get the full glory of it. Say it one more time.
Sorry. Release the mega chickens.
Okay,
mega chicken eins. Go.
Cool.
Point into the courtyard.
Rouse.
Are you gonna open the door?
Yes, I'll push the door. I'll push the coop open, sort of.
Surely you mean
to allow their egress.
Surely, Steve, you mean kick it heroically out, right? Kick that door open.
No. I'm a polite young man. I'm going to hold the door open. You know,
After
I'm going to
you.
give them a
Okay.
As they pass, I'll nod politely to them as one does an equal.
All right. Okay. Cool. So, you're going to hold.
Boy.
So you're politely holding open. You don't need a strength check for that because you're so
My
polite.
character's got etiquette and animal care, which means he's incredibly formal when dealing with livestock.
Okay, great. So the first chicken here just goes. Can you? Okay, you can make. Who was actually kind of ordering the chicken out? I'm going to say. Sounds like
I think
that'll be me.
Yeah, it was Ratty
Right.
had chicken.
Cool. So Ratty, it's your turn. So what are you going to do?
Have we established yet what happened with the explosion? I feel like we've skipped a beat.
None of you know because this wall is tall enough that it's blocking your vision. The only person that really knows how it went was Bondo, and he's like laughing, giggling, and smiling to himself on his arse over here. Right?
All right.
You could rush and have a peek if you want.
Okay, so no, I guess seeing as Ziggy has committed us to this, then let's follow it up.
All right.
So I sort of turn to the mega chickens and I go, "Underlay, my loves, come on, my loves, let's get out there, and sort of whoosh them towards
I also appreciate
the doorway that Ziggy is.
I also appreciate the supposition that they all understand Spanish. It's great. Okay, cool. Sorry, I mean Astilian. Sorry, Astilian.
They're mutant chickens. Who's to say that they can't speak Spanish? So I double down and underlay.
Okay, cool.
Underlay.
Underlay.
About carpeting.
Yeah, he starts. One of the chickens gets out a pair of dungarees, puts them on, puts a little fag end in a little cigarette end in his mouth, and goes, "Oh, that's going to cost you. Oh, that's going to be expensive. Sorry, mate. That's going to take 3 weeks. I can't get the things till next week." But we do need 50% deposit right now, though. So he starts doing that. No, he doesn't. Please make a... By the way, anybody in America, we refer to a cigarette end. We use a word that is actually a derogative word in your particular culture. We don't mean that. This is British use of the word. It means cigarette. So just if anybody heard that and didn't understand what the hell I was talking about, cigarette. That's not... We're not talking about anything derogative. Sorry about that. So, folks, can you please... make a leadership test.
Me?
Yeah.
Where are all the dice?
I don't know, dude.
They all sort of been zhushed to the
top there.
Oh, there's a couple.
Up this way.
All right. Hang on, I'm going to zoom right out. I was sort of right in on the action. Okay.
You guys need to save cameras.
Where are you, anyway?
I pass.
Okay, you pass.
Nice.
Cool. So you can...
I pass. Yeah.
Cool, good. So you command... What are you saying to the chicken? This chicken thing, this mega chicken?
I'm sort of going... Out, my loves, out. Go on. Get out there into the wilds. Go feast. Go feed.
Okay, cool.
Dinner time.
Okay, cool. So this chicken just goes, he just runs straight at the wall and smacks into this wall, bounces backwards, like it's like a pinball machine, like bing, 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 and just and just charges at the werewolves. You don't know what's happening, but you can see a lot of feathers and fur flying into the sky. So yeah, that's that.
Just one.
Under his breath, Ziggy sort of looks down seriously and says, "Go with my friend."
You turn, actually, Ratty, that's a good point. You turn upwards and you see the other chicken, which is about to take what's his face? Teddy's head off by the little love peck. Like looks at you, goes, and then just leaps off and just jumps onto the side of the building here on the roof, and just goes bash, 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 and then just jumps down onto this area over here. Yeah, it's fucking mango chicken, man.
That's awesome.
Cool. So who's next? I guess it's Bondo, right?
Bondo,
Thanks,
turn,
Rowdy.
yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Bondo, Jim. Oh no, Jim, this is live. We're not pre-recording.
Is this the mandatory turn where Jim disappears and we have to just skip him and go back to? This happens almost every week now.
Okay. Does somebody want to? Let's do it by community. What do you think he'd be doing? You know what? Fuck it, man. He's prone for this round. That's what he gets. Prone. All right. Okay.
Oh man, that's
So you get, so you are prone, Jim. There's fuck what you can do. So you hear from around this area. This. I mean, none of you can see this. You just hear like a lot of and this and screeching. These two wolves here, which were knocked back by the blast, are not dead. And one of them, they're just sort of growling and sort of stomping and staring down and like, well, kind of like you think they're speaking to each other, but it's not really any kind of language. It's like a bunch of growls and stuff. This one here was literally knocked flying back into the distance. You have no idea where that's gone. You saw a few body parts and legs and furry heads and stuff flying around with the explosion, and you've definitely like heard like as things have been dropping on the floor, presumably body parts, one would hope, of the werewolves that have been blown sky high by this enormous bomb. So, yeah, I guess that's where we're at, really. It's now Teddy's go again. Teddy, what are you up to, sir? Oh, yeah, so the werewolves are definitely starting to sort of get back to
so
their
now I'm on the
senses.
roof. What can I actually see?
I'm still prone, aren't I?
You've had your round of prone, so luckily that was the time when you disappeared, and that's
fair enough.
That's fine. So you're prone. So you see there's one werewolf left up here on the roof, and the other one's been blown clear off because you remember there was three. This is the werewolf in the rather beautiful and quite revealing ball gown dress over here. You can see there's body parts and barrels and stuff, and half the building here has been scorched. There's a small fire inside one of the rooms. The window's been blown in. One of the werewolves that was kind of jumping out at that time has literally been smeared all over the wall. This one here, so that one's gone. There's another werewolf that's lying on its back over here, but doesn't seem to be dead. It's just been knocked down. You can see Bondo just down here. He's sort of like groggy. He's still like laughing, like like that, but he's starting to get to his feet. Behind him is also a werewolf that's also starting to get to its feet, and it's now growling. Doesn't look hurt, just look like you got knocked around a bit. And you think you see another form of something like scooting this way, but it looked a very different type of were-creature. Like it looked like a werewolf, but from this distance there's something funny about it, and the way it moved was not the same way that the other werewolves moved. It was weird. You're not entirely sure what it was, but you saw just something just fleet past. And you see obviously you see the chickens and react. This one here, that one here. The third one, however, has sort of buckled down into a squat position and is very much looking after I guess what it thinks is its egg. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with that chicken, but it's definitely not moving. And you hear this kind of wavy Davy's not an egg, and just like he's just like that underneath it. Well, they didn't seem like too panicked about it.
Not an egg.
So
that's my favorite quote.
If I have the option
from the episode,
I'll try and
Wavy Davy's not an egg.
the werewolf behind Jim, because
Okay, cool. Do it.
yes, Wavy Davy's fine.
Wavy Davy's fine. Nice. That's 10. You get plus 10 for elevation anyway, which I didn't say, but you do. So that's a hit.
Oh.
Yeah, from elevation down, if you're higher than a yard or two, you get an elevation sort of bonus. So it's easier to
Does he
shoot
get
people.
A brain
a penalty for being short the rest of the time then?
Yeah. Whoa, 6. That's a critical hit.
Double.
So you got to roll. No, you don't have to roll for ballistic skill. You don't have to roll again your ballistic skill. It's just a straight roll. No, you don't. You just roll this, and if you get another 6, that's another critical, and it accumulates. That is a 2, so that's 8 points of damage plus your strength of your cool catapult is what?
Weapon is 3, so that's 11.
That, my friend, is going to end. This is just one of the small werewolves.
To the head as well.
So you just go.
Yeah, it was to the head.
Do you want to do anything cool while you're doing that? You know, like it's your critical, so you can just describe how you did that.
Well, I'm just going to sort of flip up onto the roof, take very quick, understanding of what's in the scenario. See Jim giggling maniacally to himself, and this werewolf about to pounce, and just flick straight into the werewolf's skull as he's pouncing on Jim and send it spiraling into the distance.
Do you do one of those cool John Woo things, like where you just like aim and fire, and then just as you're about to fire, you look away and go like that?
That's a diving. No, it's a diving flick in slow motion.
Oh, that's a Bruce Lee thing actually, when he like shoots and just little stabs and just looks away and goes like that. Okay, cool. So that's what you do. Okay, this werewolf.
No, that's not Bruce Lee, but the John Woo thing is good though.
John Woo thing is cool.
Bruce Lee chicken.
Bruce Lee chicken. Right. Bam. So that thing is that thing. Wouldn't that be cool? Bruce Lee chicken. That'd be amazing. All right. So that thing is dispatched, sir. Very good. Next round up is Ziggy. Our boy Ziggy. What's up?
Ziggy.
Well, I'm gonna bravely follow the chickens into combat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna draw the spider sword, which I think canonically now glows with an eerie red pulsing light. And my shield. And I'm sort of gonna be like behind the chickens rushing into combat. So sort of they're like the sort of the shield in front of me, and I'm sort of ducking down sort of low, with the hope of sort of when the chickens pounce on a werewolf, I can sort of follow up with a with a very efficient slice of my sword. But yeah, I got my shield and my sword out.
I can see like some like extra canon novelettes coming out of this. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, when you get those follow-on stories. Yeah, like you get like those like so like Star Wars like spin-off stories. This is like a spin-off thing. The chicken and the egg is what they'll call it, and you're the egg. Chicken and the egg.
Wavy Davy, the egg.
Yeah, Wavy Davy's
the egg. That's true. Wavy Davy's the egg. It's not going to work. All right, never mind. All right, so you're going to follow in. You actually do see there is a werewolf sort of who's stunned and dazed, hanging onto the window here. Who's trying to put a paw through to sort of clamber out. You could definitely take a swing at that thing if you want.
Can I? Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Well, I will try and sort of nonchalantly behead it on my way past
Right.
avec les chickens. I'm rolling some dice up here.
Yep.
I'm getting a 48, which is just a miss.
I'm
45
gonna give you a bonus
is
because
my
this thing is
required
stunned.
to hit.
This thing is stunned and you are charging, so I'm gonna give you +10 on that.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I will take your bonus and I will roll the d6. I'm rolling the 6. I accidentally rolled the other ones as well. Sorry.
Right.
So that's a 1.
Mhm.
So I've got a strength of 5 and so 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 points of damage.
All right.
Jeez, even with a 1, you got 7.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Monsters.
By the way, Bondo, you're still out.
Thanks.
Let's work this out. Bondo's still out. Teddy is now looking at the werewolf that he killed, and Ratty is just like humming to himself. Yeah, nobody saw that, Steve. We're safe. That was an amazing thing you just did. Nobody saw it. So you actually kill. It's a very small. It's one of the smaller werewolves again. So you actually kill it outright. You just like lop its head off and then the window.
Well, I just as I'm running past, I just say very sort of nimbly, just like extend my sword just enough as I'm running past to just slice through the front portion of its neck and then just carry on.
Nice.
And it just sort of falls, gushing manga style blood. I'm too busy looking around to see if anyone else has noticed. And then I just shrug my shoulders at this
Oh,
point.
not noticing us, not noticing.
I'm looking around, seeing you jumping. John Woo through the air, and everyone's watching you, going, "Oh, isn't that good?" And I just shrug my shoulders and carry on with my day. Another nail in the coffin of my sanity.
The chicken does something actually. The chicken just hears the head being lopped off and just turns and goes, "Bark," and then just misses it and then carries on. So even the chicken gets it.
I'm going. You saw that, didn't you? Mega Chicken one. We know it's our special secret. So I don't know why I've dropped the accent there. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know Mega Chicken Fun, don't you?
Heinz, you know this. All right, cool.
Mega Chicken Heinz. Can our spin-off? Can our spin-off novella be called Mega Chicken Force? Or...
Yes, it can be called Mega Chicken Force. Mega Chicken Force Heinz. There you go. That'd be great. We'll get onto that right after we wrap this up. All right, so you're now You're now in your element of glee of just chopping werewolves' heads off and rare chickens. This used to be a serious game. Did anyone remember that? This was like a serious game. Like this was full of grim peril and adventure, and now we've got were chickens and fucking penguins.
This is pretty grim.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's grim. All right. So moving on. So it's now Ratty's go. It's your go. Ratty, can you please make an initiative test?
Ooh, a mysterious initiative test.
Yeah. Keep it spicy.
Yes,
you know?
I can.
Alive, dude.
If I can find the dice again. There's the dice. All right.
We should bring them closer.
There's enough stuff in the way.
We've got like a really elaborate map drawn out. It sort of feels like wrong to plonk dice
Ooh,
on.
so close. 93. So
that's a big fail.
That's a big fail, but not quite a critical fail, which would have been diabolical. But critical fails, folks, if you don't remember, anything from 96 to 100 is like the worst thing on the planet to ever happen to anybody and can end up in death sometimes. Whereas 0105 is like a godlike feat of incredible ability, and legends are told of.
One superhero landing, one's face plant and breaking a neck.
Yeah, which happened to Teddy actually on the third chapter. Yeah, remember when he died through the air head first?
Yeah, still feeling mildly guilty about that.
Just
Sorry,
broke his
Teddy.
neck. That's all right. Cool. So, all right. So you're fine. So Ratty, I'm not going to tell you anything. What do you want to do, sir?
Well, can I do my round?
Yeah, you can.
So I'm going to run. I'm going after. Basically, I'm following Ziggy into the fray.
Okay.
Yeah. So, no. Come on, guy. Come on, stay up. So what else? Like, I probably just catch Ziggy. Well, I probably just come in just after Ziggy has dispatched the one that was kind of climbing into the window.
Yeah.
What else is the situation out here? Like, what is the aftermath of this bomb? I don't think we really discussed that yet.
The bomb. Well, as I was saying to, I guess Steve and Jim have now heard this. So there's body parts of werewolves everywhere. The side of this building has definitely been damaged, but not broken into. The inn, however, has had a lot of damage done to it. The windows have been blasted in. There's a small fire, you think, on the top floor, started by looks of the sort of orange lights that are flashing. A lot of the werewolves have been killed by this thing. One of the things was actually blown off the building and gone. These two werewolves are now standing upright and are... Well, you can't see much about these werewolves, actually. And there's a few other werewolves that were smeared against the wall here. You also see a decapitated werewolf just sort of hanging lazily out of this window just over there. That's what you're seeing. Yeah.
I guess the bomb did that one as well.
Yeah, bombs have a habit of doing clean, precise cuts.
I shout to Ziggy.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Shout to Ziggy actually when I see that. Well, I see the bomb did a really good job of this. You know.
Yeah. The bomb trained for decades in the infantry. Yeah.
Sacrificing social occasions to make sure that his thrust was clean. Yeah, that's what the bomb did.
I never took Fatima to the dance that year because I was training that extra hour, but that was worth it.
Poor Fatima. She
so
liked
shade.
So, is there anyone worth taking out, or is there like running in part, or is it just there's no one immediately to attack?
Not that you can see. That you sort of, there's lots of confusion going about, and you've all been a little bit like, not dazed, that's the wrong word, but certainly like that was a big explosion, and you sort of, your body's on adrenaline, you're a bit shaky still. You're a bit disorientated a little bit. So not really that you can see. You're not really aware of it. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm running out into basically like the werewolf equivalent of the opening scene of Saving Private Ryan.
A little bit like that, yeah, but with fairy werewolves and massive chickens, not MG42s.
And giant, massive mutant chickens.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And this time,
that made that movie so much better.
Yeah, I think so, right? Okay, so can you please, right? So Tom, as you're running out, sort of in that Private Ryan moment, and Ziggy's running after the were chicken, having done stuff and doing more stuff, you suddenly get a and your entire body gets smashed to the ground. Can you please make a toughness test, please? So I have
toughness test.
Yeah.
So is that percent like?
It's percentile. So whatever your.
So I've got to get under 40. Yeah.
Yeah, under 40. Where are you?
Yeah.
Yep. So your toughness is for under 40 times by 10. Yeah, that's right. 43.
With luck, I pass.
With luck, one of the most annoying skills ever invented. So luck, you have a certain amount of luck per day. Actually, it should be per day, not per session, because I always redo it every session. I'm going to stop doing that. So yes,
you should be drawing that out over.
I should be, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So your luck holds for the moment. In fact, I actually remember how many times Jim used it last time. So why don't we do that now?
This, to be fair, is the first time I've used it. This whole werewolf situation.
Okay. So your luck holds. You get smashed to the ground as a werewolf lands on top of you, but you don't sustain any damage because the werewolf sort of doesn't quite catch you full on. And it's this werewolf over here, so this enormous leap and it's barreled into you. It's knocked the wind out of your sails a little bit, but you're not actually damaged. But you're definitely on the ground and you won't be able to attack this round. You can't retaliate or anything. But this werewolf is literally on you. So you're in like teeth to teeth combat right now. Okay? Both on the floor.
All right.
Okay. Next up is I guess it's Bondo. Bondo, you're back on your feet. You hear this from behind you, from above you actually, and you see Teddy has made this very cool sort of like John Woo-ish shot over the lip of the stable roof here, and the werewolf behind you just gets brained. What are you going to do, sir? You can see sort of other werewolves sort of trying to come out the windows here of the inn. What do you want to do? Oh, Jim.
Oh, Jim.
Oh, Jim.
I'll do it to Ratty, sorry.
No!
Right, okay, I've got the act.
Jim is now a sweet nickname I've given Tom all of a sudden, just to mix things. I know we talked about mixing things up in the introduction. I promise you I'm not going to be changing your names as we play, because that would just get too confusing.
I'm so tired.
All right, Jim, it's your go.
Okay, I would say I unsheathe my axe, but you don't unsheathe an axe. I draw my axe to the ready and attack the werewolf behind me.
All right, cool. So you're attacking through the window. Through the window! Another terrible idea for a game show. All right, if you want to roll your dice, your weapon. What is your weapon skill, please, sir?
My weapon skill is 52.
52. Okay, so it's 52 or under to smack this thing in the noggin. 32. That's a hit. That's a D6 damage.
D6. Let's have a look. That one will do nicely. And roll. I said roll.
It's a 4. What's your strength, sir?
4 points of damage. Added to my strength of 3.
That's 7 points.
7 points of damage.
Cool. This is again one of those little baby werewolves. It's not a baby werewolf. That's really disturbing. It's a small werewolf, like one of the younger werewolves.
That would be really dark.
It's not a baby werewolf. It'll be upsetting.
Saturday morning cartoon about baby.
Yeah.
Oh god, can you imagine? All right, so you literally just like you sort of like pile your axe straight through the window, which smashes through the window and goes straight through the snout of this thing and just sort of embeds itself in its skull, and then you just push it off your axe and it falls down quite dead. Yeah, the heroes, huh? Way to embrace that whole hero title, folks. Nice one. All right, new round. Okay, the werewolves are sort of going to come back into the fray right now, I guess, although they do have initiative a little bit. So the first werewolf on you, Tom, is attacking you. It's sort of grappling with you. So hang on 1 second, folks. Actually, no.
Neil's Pizza has arrived.
Today, delivery to rice cakes now.
Yeah, man, it's cool. No, it's all good. So
Rice cake
it is.
pizza.
So this thing.
The driest pizza known to man.
So this thing just launches its its like mouth straight at you, and it bites you straight into the shoulder, and it's going to hit you for 6 points of damage on your left arm, your left shoulder.
Okay, well, my toughness of 4 takes 4 points, so I take 2 points of damage.
All right, 2 points of damage. So it just bites into your shoulder like that. So how much are you on now? 3, right?
I'll be on 3 now.
3 wounds. All right. So and it's also like clamped onto your shoulder, so it's locked onto your shoulder. So this is a boring mechanical thing, but every round it will do damage to you now until you get it off your shoulder, because it's like gnawing away at you. Okay. That's Ratty. Next up is going to be... Oh, no, that's the werewolf, sorry. Ziggy, you dispatched this one. This other werewolf in the really fetching ball ground is again going to sort of do a leap attack, which is going to come straight at Ziggy. But as Ziggy, you're not completely unaware of what's going on. I'll work at a weapon skill roll here. That is going to be okay. So it leaps over you, but the last minute you sort of see it arcing down above you, and you just sort of sidestep to the left or the right, up your choice, and it just like lands like on whichever side you didn't sidestep to. So you're most welcome to move it. Let's move this thing out here. So it sort of lands here, I guess, against the wall and slides down the wall in front of you. But you're now in close combat with it. So
Okay.
yeah.
Whose is the green hand?
This is Pete's lazy green hand.
Pete, could you move your green hand a little bit for me, dude?
He's just.
Oh, is he incommunicado?
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
That's
All
cool.
right.
All right.
We just have to live with his hand there. See what?
I live with
This is what.
Pete, his hand is always in the most inappropriate place.
And now
You
this
got
is
in
what I
trouble at
feel.
school about that as well.
This is what I feel
Um,
This is what I feel like every week, every time we do this. Welcome, Steve. You're a GM
Hi.
now. All right. So
Well, I was gonna say, how many have the werewolves got more attacks? Because I've actually got a second attack if
you
I'm
do.
allowed to use
Yes,
it.
you can and you will. Let me just finish up what's going on with the rest
Fine,
of things.
sure.
So these were chickens like sort of bounce off the wall and go behind. You hear a lot of screaming and like. And you actually see, although you're in combat, you do see another werewolf being flung against the wall, like this barrel here, like flung against over here, and smashing against the wall, just collapses, and it's had like its leg rips off or whatever. And you hear the. You do also hear this. There's quite a few of the werewolves that obviously still are left, who are inside the building. Let me just get the thing out of the way. Actually, have obviously now charging out the back of the building, if you remember. And are now actually pouring into the back of the square there to attack the chickens, presumably. Cool. So I guess who's
I don't suppose Bondo made.
not much at the moment. Hang on a sec.
I don't suppose Bondo made 2 bombs.
What's sorry.
We only had one halfling to stuff with
There was two
TNT. Though,
bombs.
didn't
Well,
You've got another halfling. Just saying.
We don't necessarily have to stuff this one.
we? Stuff.
we can just use the
I
bomb.
just leave this bomb on our trail.
So Ziggy and Bondo, you actually have
Yes.
the same initiative for your second attack, so you can attack before Bondo if you want. It's not going to make much of a
No,
difference. to us.
Oh no, Bondo's already had his turn this round. I haven't.
Yes,
had,
it's your attack then. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
I think it's my second attack.
Yeah.
Please, I haven't had my second attack. Can I try and attack the one that's biting into Ratigan's shoulder?
You can. Are you close enough? I wonder. Yeah, I guess you are actually. Yeah, and it's definitely on top of Ratty, so yes, you can have an attack on it.
Okay, I'm going to attack him.
Excuse me. Oh, you lucky son of a
41.
bitch. 41.
Hurrah! Yes, so that's a hit, and
Cool.
then I'm going to. Oh, I keep throwing them all again.
3.
3. So what's that? So I've got an effective strength of 4, 5, 6, haven't I? 6. So that's 9.
9 points of damage. Damn. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that the thing is attacking it is actually one of the. No, it's actually not one of the bigger ones. That's fine. So yeah, you chop it into it, and I don't know how you're gonna kill it. So you're most welcome to explain how you're gonna do that.
I'll just casually backhand it and just sever its spinal cord, and then just carry on with my day.
Okay.
And it just its jaws just go slack, and,
All right, cool.
and it releases Ratty. But at that moment, he's wincing in agony. His eyes are closed, and as far as he's aware, the thing just slides off his shoulder. He doesn't see anything.
Just like I guess it must have been a delayed reaction from that bomb, eh?
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yes, yeah.
And of course, you're still in combat with another werewolf. So you're like, yeah. That's probably what happened. You carry attacking. All right. So Ratty, you're now free. This thing basically, it did collapse, but it also sort of like just like its tongue just like dragged itself down your body as it just like rolled off you. So you're now covered in like drool as well. I don't know why I need to tell you that. I'm not trying to humiliate you.
Thanks.
I just thought it'd be worth mentioning. All right, so that one's dead as well. That one's dead too. New round, I guess. So our man up in the field, our man on the roof there, the tiddler on the roof. What's going down?
Tiddler on the...
Oh, that's the name of the episode right there.
Tiddler on the roof.
Yeah.
Is Pete back actually?
No, the green hand is not moved.
Okay. Let's just have to skip his go until he manages to get back. That's fine. So.
It's back to Siegfried then, I guess.
Oh, actually, I got a message. He basically says, I shoot people.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. Okay, so you can play him by committee if you all have his.
I'm very charming.
Yeah. Okay. He actually is going to reposition. So he's gonna
Yeah,
he's gonna hop down off here and start scuttling up the side of the hotel here, and he's making his way halfway up the drain pipe on this side. It is now Ziggy.
It's
You're
very
going.
unlike Teddy to go towards the danger.
He's not going towards. He's getting
okay.
higher, which in his world will probably mean safer.
Okay.
His ape forebears instincts kicking in, and he just squirrel. Probably halflings are descended from squirrels, I suspect. So he's probably
definitely
shooting up the nearest drain pipe. So
isn't that rats?
what? I don't know. So how many werewolves are there in combat with me? Is it just that one that's in front of me?
But this one is a lot bigger. This one is about a good 1.5 times the size and muscle of the, and it is wearing a dress, but through the dress you can see the muscles are real. It's definitely.
Do I get a bonus for arousal?
You can get a penalty for arousal
because
you're so
he's a teenage boy, so anything wearing a dress is just going to be.
This is quite a sexy dress as well. I'm going to give you a -5 to your weapon skill. Yeah, -5 to your weapon skill because it's awkward. Because and also you're quite chauvinistic, so you're not entirely sure what gender the werewolf is, and for you to hit a quote unquote woman, a female or something, which is entirely sexist of you and chauvinistic of Ziggy. I'm going to give him -5 because that'll teach you.
Okay, I still hit it, so that's fine.
Fine.
So and then I'm gonna roll a dice, and I'm gonna get 2, so it's 8 points of damage.
Okay.
To his 33, whatever, one of his arms, I think.
This one,
his right arm.
Okay, it sees you're sort of arcing through your awesome, cool spider sword, and it tries to dodge out their way, which it can't. So it's going to take the hit on. Where did you hit it roughly?
Its arm, its right arm.
Its right arm. All right. So that's how much? 9 points of damage, right?
8.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Yeah, you do definitely. You take a big chunk out of this thing, out of its arm, like literally sort of carve, almost like you're carving turkey, and you sort of carve this chunk out of its what do you call it? It's one of his shoulder muscles, just above the bicep tricep area. I can't remember what it's called now. Anyway, you sort of slice that off a little bit.
I'm going to say, Grandma, what big deltoids you have.
There you go. That's really good. So, okay, so you slice the werewolf off a little bit. That is your part of your go. Ratty, it's now your go. This thing is now off you.
Ratty can booze that line. Just like standing up and throwing like sort of slicking werewolf spit off me. I just go boo.
Excellent. All right, cool. So what are you going to do, Ratty? What's your go? What's your thing, sir? You do see another form. These two forms of sort of coming over this bit. One of them's standing over here, and another one is standing on the roof over here, looming down, and you just hear this like that. And these two fucking enormous. I mean, these things are enormous.
I guess them are werewolves.
Yeah. So these things are twice the size of the big ones, and there's two of them, and they're sort of just like on the roof.
They're twice the size of the big one.
They're twice the size of the. Wait, which different types? There's 3 different types of werewolves, aren't there? There's the smaller ones, medium ones. Yeah.
We've got fun size.
And this one's just right, Tom. This one's too big. That one's too small. And that one's just right. All right, so yeah, these are fucking enormous.
The fun size ones, which are disturbingly children. Then
I'm not saying that.
I don't know, teenagers, and then fully grown. No, I know. It's a horrible joke on my part.
It's a horrible joke.
I guess they're just wheatly people.
Yeah. So these things are about.
They could be like grown up.
Tom?
They could be like halfling werewolves.
Yeah, it's not going to make it any better, dude. These things are like these things are absolutely enormous. That's what we need to know. Also, their eyes are very different. Their eyes are almost like they've got burning coal in them. Their eyes are red and smoking, and they're sort of black and blue, and the fur is a lot thicker. Their arm span is enormous. They're about 12 feet tall, these things, and they're absolutely ginormous. I'm not kidding. They're twice as big as the big ones. And there's 2 of them, and they're just like howling. But neither of them seem to be attacking. They're just sort of standing there looking.
12 feet tall is like the size of the pub. That's like that's like an ogre size.
12 feet, not 12 meters.
No, 12 feet is still really big.
Oh yeah, no, they are. They're absolutely giant. They're enormous. Yeah, they're enormous.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got Sully out of Monsters Inc. in my.
I'll kill Sully.
Oh, Jim, it's too late for Sully. You put that in my head. One of them looks exactly like Sully, and he's going down.
Oh no. Oh.
Too bad, Sully. All right, what are you gonna do, sir?
We're aware because
Put Sully on the nose.
So one of
Kill him.
them is on the roof, yeah?
Yeah, one of them. They're both on the roof of either
One of
building.
them is on the roof. You know what I might have to do?
Yeah.
Magic.
I might have to reach for the butter.
Oh. Last tack.
Have we got time?
Oh my goodness.
It's a family show, kids. Is it?
It's really not. It's really not a family show. All right. So, so Tom, what are you trying to do with your butter? Dare I ask? Now that we've set that joke up.
I was thinking of Butterfinger. Does Butterfingers work on something that size?
Is it arms as well?
Butterfingers is really a finger. It's a finger thing. Okay, it's really a hand thing. I think we used it for somebody slipping off something because they were climbing up it, which was legitimate.
Yeah, it was arachnoid.
It was arachnoid,
Yeah.
but standing on something, I don't really think a petty spell is going to do that much kind of chaos. So
All right.
I'm going to say
Fair enough.
no, it's really related to the hands. So if you're holding on to something, yes, you can slip because of Butterfingers, why not? But not if you're just standing upright on 2 feet. No.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm just going to go. I'm going to head for. So, is Ziggy in combat with anyone, or has he dispatched everyone around him?
He's still fighting, although he's winning combat with this sort of medium-sized, larger werewolf.
Right. So I'm going to join him in that combat, and as I do so, I'm going to go 2 big uns and like look at up, and sort of glance up at the
two
both
enormous.
of them just to try and get his attention. To
All right.
point him out. Yeah. So, but I will also join the combat and swing at this one that is here with my staff.
Okay.
If I can get fit. Oh.
I'll move a bit to the
That's it.
side. There you go.
Thanks,
All
buddy.
Are you making?
No,
No, after you.
Yes.
Jump to the left.
I am swinging my staff.
What's your weapon
My
skill?
mighty wooden staff. My weapon skill is a not terrible 43 actually.
All right, pretty cool.
43.
All right.
Damn.
Make it happen. Roll it, dude.
I'm rolling.
39.
And I pass.
Wow.
It's a hit.
You pass with.
Not a palpable hit, but a hit nonetheless. Right. So that's a D6. Yes.
Yep, that's D6. Nice one. 6.
6.
Critical. Okay, so that's a critical roll of 6. You roll your weapon skill, because weapon skill you do have to roll again. Roll your weapon
Yes.
skill again. If you get under it again, you get to roll the D6 again, and then each 6 you just keep rolling without weapon skill.
I've got. By the way, if I kill this guy, I've got a means. I know what I'm doing. All right. So.
All right, yeah, I'm not going to get in your way. Don't worry. 66. 40. That's even with luck,
no.
it's not going to cut it. So 6
No.
plus your strength, which is
My
what?
strength is 4.
Okay, that's 10 points of damage. Cool. This thing has already been wounded quite badly, so you are actually going to critical it. You're going to kill it quite badly. So you're most likely to narrative the shit out of this, Tom. Hit me. What you got?
So I swing my staff just at a moment where like Ziggy has sort of ducked under a swing from the werewolf that I've just made up. But I
Right.
swing my staff and slam it into the side of the werewolf's head, which then knocks it like a coconut into the side of the inn. So it just kind of goes, there's like 2, like that.
It's just,
Like, I can't do the sound effects.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like that. All right, so you slam it like
and
full
with
round.
that, it kind of, well, actually, the second one would be, straight into the wall,
All right.
basically.
So you crunch
Smoosh.
it, smoosh, you smoosh it into the wall. Bam. Okay, nice
I
one.
smoosh it into the wall.
You smoosh it into the wall, and then it just sort of like,
Headways.
and then just slides down into a heap at your body. This thing is completely dispatched. You hear another cry from one of the giant wolves on top, like that, and it just sort of like is just screaming, and it just looks down at you, and this you can feel the look of this thing is just bearing straight at you, and its eyes are smoking red like hot ember coals. Can you please make a cool test, because this thing is fucking nightmarish. This is a fear test you're making.
Yes.
It's
I
pointing at you as well. So, Not to
Is it
dampen.
just Ratty's got to make the fear test? Is he the only one who can see it?
Yeah. What's your call?
49.
How cool are you?
That's a fail.
What's your call, sir?
Have you got luck?
32. So even with luck, it's a fail.
Okay, this thing, this thing is truly terrifying, and you know it's coming for you. Like this, its bloodluster's up. It's staring. It's called you out. It's marked you out, sir. You now have fear. You can't go towards it. You can't attack it or do an offensive spell against it. You may defend yourself and you may move away from it. And if you lose sight of it, or you can come out of fear. But every round you can make a cool test to kind of snap to your senses. But fear now prohibits you from attacking it or doing anything offensive to it. Okay?
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
That is your go. So next up is Bond. You're out of Ziggy is now out of combat, so you haven't got a second attack. Bondo, it's now your go, sir. What are you going to do?
Righty-ho. Okay.
You can see, by the way, you can see a whole bunch of werewolves. Sorry, hang on a sec, Jim. You can see a whole bunch of werewolves sort of leaving the inn en masse, going out the back here. So there's actually a few more like this that are all out leaving. These are the smaller ones, but they're rushing on all fours, some of them, or two legs, out to the back of the inn. From what you can see, that sort of just about from here. What do you want to do?
Okay. Well, the action all seems to be up here, so I'm going to head in that direction.
That's just what they want you to do, Jim. You're falling for their trap. There's also a little fire going on here. Cool. Okay. Pete's not back yet, is he?
Don't think so.
Still going to shoot things.
Fine. So Pete has disappeared. I'm not sure where Pete is at the moment. Okay. So this thing, you see this thing stop. It's about to. It looks like it's about to sort of leap at you, and it stops, turns its head to the right, and just does this enormous leap over to the side and disappears from view. Same thing with this large one here, as it just stands at the top and then just disappears off onto the ground below. And you hear this like that.
No, Mega Chicken Eyes!
What about Mega Chicken's Spy?
I never had a bomb.
Never had a bomb on them.
We need to get Dry out there then.
Yeah, that's.
Try saying the
So
name.
can we detach Davy Gravy's head from?
Chicken's cloaca.
Not from your current position. All right. So
Do
Steve,
chickens lay eggs through their cloaca?
I don't know.
I thought they had a special.
hole.
I thought they had a special ovipositing hole. I thought they just pissed and shat through the cloaca. I don't know.
Do we really need to explore that right now?
I do.
Tom, this is what's referred to as sucking the energy out of a scene, right?
Well, I know if Wavy Davy Gravy's head appears, we need to know whether it's covered in. It doesn't matter. It's fine.
Why do you wait for the surprise?
fine.
Wait for the
I'm
surprise.
googling it now. Chicken anatomy. It's fine. Carry on.
All right. So it's now. I guess I'm trying to work this out in my head. It's now. I guess it's your go, actually, Ziggy. What's going on? Your crossbow's still loaded, by the way. Your wrist crossbow. It's just like Mandalorian crossbow.
Oh, I keep forgetting about that because I think that
it's
arrived when I was on sabbatical or something. So can I see these god awful?
Yeah, you see these large ones sort of rushing. You see one of the chickens here. One of the large ones has leapt down and is literally clamping the neck of this large chicken and is bringing the chicken down to the ground, and it's like biting deeply into the chicken's neck. Its legs are like kicking out and scrambling. This chicken is pretty much done for. You've seen many god awful things on the battlefield, and you know a death kill when you see one. You can't hear where the other chicken is, but you see another like body of a werewolf being flung past here, and like a so you presume that it's sort of doing okay and taking care of business. Wherever that thing is, over there, somewhere over here. And you can hear, there's less werewolf howling as you can hear at the moment. So it's not quite as bad as it was initially. So I guess that means like there's dawn at the end of this tunnel, do you know what I mean? But what do you want to do, sir? That's sort of what your surroundings are telling you.
Well, I'm going to just lower my head and charge at the nearest werewolf, I guess. Is this one here chargeable?
Yeah,
around this corner? Can I get?
Hang on a sec. You can't actually see that werewolf, but I can. He definitely moves.
Okay.
So it sort of moves around as if it's like kind of like trying to find positioning. So you can definitely charge it and get an attack on it. Yeah.
I'm being Leroy about it. I'm just going to charge to there, so I can. What can I see when I get to there?
Very very quickly, you can see a whole bunch of werewolves surrounding the big chicken over here. You can't see where the other big werewolf has gone. But there's a couple of like the medium-sized ones here as well. There's like one medium-sized one there as well. So these 4 werewolves are attacking this chicken. The giant one's taking this chicken to the ground. This little chicken this little chicken went to market. Sorry. These 2 werewolves are sort of hanging back. One of them looks quite wounded. This one here, like its leg is bleeding out. This one is sort of just like staring. Maybe this is like the werewolf equivalent of Ratty. It's just sort of staring into nothingness, just like zoning out and just not really sure what it should be doing right now. So you've got 2 targets.
Werewolf ennui.
Yeah, werewolf ennui, yeah. Sure, I like the meat and everything, but after the 12th victim, I mean, really, what's the point? Okay, so you can choose either person, either werewolf.
I'll choose the one that's bleeding out. This is my killer instinct to sort of, yeah. So can I attack that one from behind? Have I got enough oomph to get there and do a thing to the...
Yep, you definitely have. So that's a charge bonus you've got. So that's plus 10 onto your weapon skill.
Okay. Yep, I will roll the dice.
91 is a miss. So
fail.
You sort of you charge and unfortunately you stumble over like a body part and you just trip and you don't lose your footing, but you definitely fuck up the attack and it just swings around and turns on you. So you're now sort of into combat with it. It takes a swipe, you manage to duck back out of the way, and now you're into hand-to-hand combat with it. Okie dokie. Next,
just as I miss, Ratty comes around the corner to see me.
Oh yes, oh yeah. So Ratty, are you presuming you're carrying on your movement, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
No, I'm going the other way. I've got to go away from the werewolf.
That's true. Yeah, you do. Yeah.
The big guys.
You don't have to go away.
I've got a plan, but is it my go, Neil?
Yeah, it's your go now, sir. This giant werewolf has leapt off the other direction, so you can make a cool test now to get out of fear if you want. It's actually leapt off.
Can I do that and do an action?
Of course, you can. Yeah. But why don't you do the cool test first if you want, just to see if you're going to be effective.
Okay, I will do. But I've got a plan anyway. I've got something I want to do.
It won't affect your plan at all. It's just more for whether or not you're still in fear.
Okay, I'm rolling.
36.
36 is a pass with luck.
Okay, so let's see if your luck holds for the second time.
Attempt my luck.
Your luck holds, sir. Another piece of luck is spent, and your luck is definitely held. So yes, you sort of snap out of it and go. I don't know how you react out of fear, but that was pretty scary. But you're kind of a big boy.
I just
big
go
like a horse. So in fact, what happens is like one of the little ferrets scuds up your shoulder, gives you a little sugar cube in your mouth, and it's just like
one of the ferrets probably Mr. Pidge actually. Yeah, exactly. With his tiny little ferret paws, he kind of goes up onto my shoulder and then just goes like that.
Before
it's like Ren and Stimpy. He comes and goes, Ratty, you idiot!
Step out of it, man! Step out of it! Come on! You've got a new bathrobe to think about! Like that. Okay. Yeah. All right, so that's what happens. That's a great way of you getting out of fear. That's canon now, everybody, folks. All right, so what's your plan, dude? What are you going to do? What's up?
I'm actually going to run back. It looks like I'm scared, but I'm not. Like I'm actually snapping out of it.
Right.
I'm actually going to run to the shed where the war penguins were, which I believe is here.
Okay. The entrance is down here, actually, where my hand is, just over here.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you can get to the doors. You won't be able to get in, but you can full tilt it down to the.
Can I see into it?
The stables. No, the stables.
Can I see into it?
The gates. Any kind of. You can see here in the gates.
Open plan stables.
It is once you open it, but the only thing that are open are these 2 doors here are like half doors, so you can see round the corner in the stables. But the rest of the stables is like quite a solid wooden building.
Okay, so am I going to make it to this door this round?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Looking in, can I see the war penguins?
Yeah. The war penguins are actually not there. You don't know where they are.
They're not there.
Nope. Well, you can't see them from here. The make an initiative test, please. Actually, very quick one.
Right. Oh, I accidentally rolled a. That's a fail.
No, you can't see anything, but you definitely can't see them. Bearing in mind they each have a stall they were in. They have their own stalls.
Yes.
So, but you can't see them, and they're not standing in the stall at the moment.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so next up is.
But hang on. Can I just ask? Has the door, this door that I come to, is there any signs of it being is it being left open? Has it been smashed through?
Yeah, one of the doors is definitely open. Yeah, this door here is open.
Okay.
The one you're leaning over is not. The one that's half closed.
Okay.
But it's not locked or anything, so it could have swung backwards and forwards.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool.
Okay. So next up is Bondo.
Thank you. That's the end of my turn.
It is the end of your turn. So the next up is going to be Steve, his second attack, and also Bondo. Actually, no, before that, it's the werewolves.
Do Bondo.
Sorry, folks, the werewolves get a say.
Dun.
So the werewolf that you're fighting, which is a smaller werewolf, I guess, I think we established that, is going to turn on you and is going to miss. So it sort of does its leg gets the better of it, and it sort of howls in pain and sort of swipes at you rather pathetically. The other werewolf, however, has turned now and is now attacking. This is one of the medium werewolves, and is now launching. So you're being attacked from both sides, sir. And it hits you as well. It does. That's going to be 8 points of damage to your right leg.
Can I try and dodge it? I've got dodge blow.
Yep, you can.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
So it's an initiative check, isn't it?
Initiative check, yeah. 95 is a critical. That's not a critical failure, is it?
Well, no. I'm going to use my second attack. I'm going to use my second attack to try and parry as well, if that's okay.
So you can parry. Hang on a second. Yeah.
Can I just say, Neil is really thirsty for the critical failure.
I know, it's awful, isn't it?
Great. Isn't it?
So thirsty for them.
He's prepared to bend maths.
Yeah.
That's not true. I only did it that one time.
That one time.
That one time I bent physics and maths.
It was a bank camp.
Okay, so you don't dodge it, but then you try and get your sword in the way. You can make a weapon skill test. You will lose one of your attacks. This go.
I'll sacrifice my second attack.
82? No, that's not going to cut it either.
So that was 8, did you say? To what? To my arm?
To your right leg.
To my right leg. So I've got... So that's 4 wounds then.
So you're on 3 down here, sir.
Yep. Okay, I will do that thing.
Cool.
Bleep, bleep, bleep.
Satisfy your GM. Okay, cool. So that's good. That's now. You also see over their shoulder that the werewolves have sort of all 4 of them, 2 of them been kicked, and one of them has got a kick straight through its chest, which obviously ripped straight through its chest and bent it inwards. Whereas these 2 werewolves took the advantage of that and have just jumped either side of this chicken and are now launching their claws and teeth into it, and the chicken's gone now like fur and feathers and blood are just flying everywhere. This chicken doesn't look in a good way. The other chicken is still being grasped around the neck by this massive werewolf and is lying still with its little legs kicking out, and it's these chickens look done for. Yeah.
9. Oh, sorry.
All right, so where are we up to? Yeah, I guess it's back to Bondo. What's up, Bondo? What are you doing? What's going on?
Can I charge into this distance?
You're not going to make it. No, you've only got a movement of 3, so...
Throw little legs and all that.
You got anything to throw? Any more bombs or anything?
I believe I made a second bomb, did I not?
I think you did, yeah.
But I don't really want to throw it at Steve.
Boring.
Don't really.
Boring.
Okay.
I will crossbow to the head. I'll do it.
Throw it. Throw it past me.
Can I make throw to the big werewolf?
What is your strength?
My strength is 3.
Right, pizza. I'm going to say that you can do a charge and then lob it and then hope it'll get as far as that. And let's work it out, okay?
Okay, I like the sound of that.
So you can get to about here and then chuck it.
Let's do that then.
Can you please roll a dex check to see the fuse setting? Is it immediate effect, or is it end of the round or next round or the round after? What have you actually prepped? And you prepped them before, so I'm pretty sure you said this was 1 or 2 rounds, didn't you?
I think so. That sounds about right.
It was 2 rounds.
It was 2 rounds. So you can snip it shorter. Okay. You can snip it if you want, but then you'll have to work out. You don't know whether it's going to be. It's going to be a 50-50 chance it's going to be immediate or the next round. If that makes sense.
Well, either's good.
I love this plan. What could possibly?
Well, you don't have bomb making skill. If you had specialist weapon bomb maker, you'd be able to do it automatically. Because you don't, I'm going to make you It's going to be a 50-50 roll as when it's going to go off. All right. So and
The
first,
engineer admits it's half the few.
sure.
Yeah.
So roll a ballistic skill test.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Load camera 2. Here we go. And gosh.
That's not good.
81.
81.
That's not good.
All right. So you are okay. I'm going to see what happens to this thing. It's not a critical fumble or anything, but it's definitely a miss. So I am going to roll a dice over this one. I think is the thing. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. So that is going to go. Let's see, the point of things here. So it's gonna, okay. You throw it, and you just do this like swirly underarm thing, and it's supposed to like going forwards, like lobbing it straight over the head of these werewolves. You sort of lob it straight up, and it just lands on the roof. Bink, 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 and just lands there, and just sits there sizzling.
Okay.
Nothing much happens, but you lob it straight onto the roof of the. Actually, all you hear is this as this thing starts rolling down the sloped roof. But you're not entirely sure which way it's rolling. Yeah, so it's now rolling down. It's going as it rolls down. Is Pete back yet?
Oh my goodness.
Is Pete back yet at all?
Whoa, this is
Okay.
gonna get messy.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna move Pete. Fine. Next up is Ziggy again, I guess. Hey Ziggy. You now hear above you this. This thing's now rolling off the top of the roof somewhere.
Does it sound close enough that it would be a threat to me? Do I know what it is? Do I know that it's a bomb?
It does. You've been around bombs enough. You've heard enough bombs go off. It absolutely sounds like a bomb. You don't know where it's going to land. You know it's on the roof above you somewhere, and it's rolling clearly off the roof by the sounds of it, picking up speed. But you have not really any. You're also in combat, so this is a lot of information to process. So you don't know where it's going to land, but you know there's a bomb rolling around there somewhere.
Ziggy's intention is to cut down one of the werewolves, and with his second attack to grab the werewolf and pull the werewolf down on top of him as a dog shield.
All right, down with it. I love it.
So I mean, it may not work, but that's his intention.
All right.
And as there are witnesses, so it probably won't. So I'm going to roll an attack to try and attack in the process. Okay.
Okay. So roll to attack, sir.
36. That's a hit.
Mhm.
So I'm going to try one of these special dice over here to see if this one. Oh, well,
No, you're attacking the wounded one.
So that's okay. If you're 6, 7.
Yeah. You're
Yeah,
going to
the
dispatch this
wounded
thing.
one, 7.
Okay. So you definitely dispatch it.
Okay, so I'm going to slice it. So its wounded leg, I'm going to slice it off at the sort of the mid thigh, just slice straight through with my glowing magical sword, and then I'm going to try and sort of grab it, like I just sort of fall backwards and pull it down on top of me.
All right. Cool. So
Well, actually, that's my second go. I don't know. If
No,
I can
it's
do
your
that
totally
now
second
or
go.
whether
All right.
next turn or whatever.
So you pull it into your loving embrace, and you wear it like a fairy shield, and it just drops to the floor, and you hear this like other werewolves go like that, and as it goes like that, this bomb just goes and just falls, goes dink dink dink, just goes dink 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 dink, and just falls over here and just rolls to the center, and this werewolf goes and does like a total Scooby-Doo turn around, and this other big werewolf is now standing up. Is now standing up, having dispatched a chicken, and also sort of. Are these things joined now? Jesus. All right, there you go. This thing also turns around and goes, and just starts turning because it realizes what it is, and then it just goes Badaboom, and the other thing gets blown up, Badaboom, like that. And these werewolves go flying. Okay, so we're gonna have a few little dice rolls. Steve, you are going to take damage from this thing. However, you may not take much damage because you've got a werewolf shield, which is a genius idea.
Shield.
Plus, I also love it. I love the idea of what you're doing. So, okay,
It's good improvisation.
Cool. Okay, so the blast just ripples out, and just boom. And actually, the one that gets the worst of it is actually the very large giant werewolf, and it just explodes, and you see its whole booty, its whole body being pepper potted with silver from the shrapnel silver that you all melted down, and just gets erupted and just gets blown back. This one here also similar thing. It kind of gets half vaporized and it just gets shredded again. You feel the hit. The hit is mostly taken by the werewolf on top of you. However, you are going to take 8 points of damage. from that explosion because you're right next to it, but you're using a shield. Yes, that's 8 points of damage.
Wow.
Fudge. Okay. So can I mitigate that in any way? I've got a toughness of 3. Does my armor and my shield
Armor and toughness will absolutely help
to reduce that?
Yeah.
I take 3 points of damage then, so I'm on 0. Well, I've got a toughness of 3 and 2 points of armor.
Right.
I've got a chainmail thing and a shield. So does that count?
I've already adjusted for the fairy shield. So yeah,
no, but for the shield I'm holding.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw you a bone and say yes. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so I'm on 0 then.
Okay, make a toughness test, please.
Is this to see if I get fused and become a man-dog hybrid?
I was going to say no, but I'm intrigued by that, so maybe. 69. All right.
69.
Okay. You actually sort of like get boof, and you get slightly knocked out. You are not going to be concussed for the whole time. You're not completely out of the fight, but you're now disorientated. So you're basically knocked out for a round. Okay. But this fairy thing is still on top of you, and everything else is dead around you. So you're okay.
Is this the one wearing the nightgown, or is
the nightgown was over here that you bonked against the side of the building there. Real waste of a big boss moment, but hey. But the good news is this big werewolf thing over here looks like it's been obliterated. It's actually his body is now smoking, and it's also reducing in size. It's like like that, and its fur is like melting down. It's you hear this huge scream from somewhere on the roof, and this along the rooftops, and this other werewolf sort of like starts running towards your direction, and whilst this other werewolf is slowly finishing off this massive were-chicken. Okay, it's now, let's see, it's Ziggy's, it's now Tom's go. Tommy, what are you up to? Does everybody keep leaving, like when it's not their go? It's like, I'll just have a cup of tea now, I'll just go and have a cigarette, that's fine. Just go and wander off for a bit. Yeah.
I'm going to push inside. I'm going to go into the stables and just check the stalls, just to see if there's any signs of like violence or like well, firstly, I'm not sure if the wall penguins are there because I failed up but I don't know, just to double check and see if there's any signs of what may have happened to them.
Yeah, you actually couldn't. The reason you couldn't see them is because they're actually on the floor. And both of them are actually in those cocoons they had before. Remember the cocoons they had?
Ooh.
And you also see like part of the roof has been damaged, and there's like this green glowing light is coming down on both of them, like this, sort of moonlight. And they've gone back into those hardened like eggshell cocoon things. And they seem to be they seem to be going through this painful.
We need to get that
writhing
chicken that's sitting over on Wavy Davy. We need to get him over here to sit on, on
the penguins.
Our chaos penguins, please.
Yeah.
Do you reckon actually this isn't the Lichemaster campaign, and the whole point is that we go around.
Lost you completely there, Steve. To the dawns of time. Sorry, sir. What do you say?
No, I just say we go around. We go around the old world collecting chaos birds, and then eventually, when we get 5, we can make Chaos Bird Voltron and defeat them.
I love the idea, but I need to put a brakes on this, like the high fantasy stuff, because it's supposed to be low fantasy, and this is dangerously high fantasy right now. So love it. Let's put a pin in it. Come back to it next season. All right. So
dude, you're the one that keeps on throwing mutated giant birds.
It was like I don't know why. I
plays the victim, but he loves it.
It was just a bit.
They could all fuse together.
It's my story that you're playing, dude. Stop putting things in my head.
I was just going to say as a joke. They could all
Chaos Bird Voltron.
Yeah.
I'm never going to get this joke out.
You're not.
I'm going to leave it.
I'm
leaving the joke.
Leave the joke. Step away from the joke. Put down the joke. Step away from the joke, sir. Okay, so well, that joke aside, it's back to Bondo's go. Bondo, what are you doing? Please be here,
right, I am going to close the distance to Steve, and has he got in the way of werewolves? He's still got this one here, yeah?
That one's on top of him.
Right, that's the dead one.
Are you going to acknowledge the fact that you dropped a bomb on him?
You just dropped napalm on his position.
Bondo doesn't make on it like that. Bondo celebrates the wins.
Bondo says, drop everything you have on the young lad. But Ziggy's still in the ambush area. I said, Bondo said do it. Yeah, man. Live with that.
He's a sunny side up kind of guy.
He's a sunny side up.
Well, it's more a case of
you
werewolf side.
have a large
Yeah.
werewolf
Anyway.
bearing down here, and you have a little werewolf, a tiddler werewolf that's still munching on this chicken. So you've got this big werewolf here that's coming like stomping towards.
I'm going to stand and defend the obviously slightly shaky Ziggy.
Okay. Okay, so you're going to stand and defend this. You're going to meet this attack head on then, I guess.
Yes, Bondo was a glorious death.
All right. You're not going to get to attack it because you can't get to it. However, it will get to you for its attack, if that makes sense. So the next round you'll be able to attack it. It's going to be charging you, basically, because you're standing your ground. So it's gonna. Okay, so it attacks. You can meet it head on, so you're not going to be like any disadvantage. It misses you. So you basically put up the heft of your axe, and you turn the flat of the blade with a hand behind it, and just sort of like stop its like charging attack and its growl with its claws and stuff, and you manage to stop it, and you're sort of in combat now. Do we have Pete back yet at all?
No, I guess not. I'm guessing he.
And has not moved.
Good, because Pete's never going to forgive me for what I'm about to do to his character. Cool.
Oh no.
So, all right, groovy.
I'm going to WhatsApp him.
Too late, my friends. All right, so I guess that's it. All right, so this werewolf, this giant werewolf, it's not the biggest one, but it's like the medium one, is now attacking Bondo. It misses again, so it's getting very frustrated and growls out. I think that's kind of getting towards that. You also hear this like, oh, and this, oh, help, he's got me, help, and you see this. One of the giant werewolves is holding Teddy by the neck, and he's holding Teddy over the neck over the drop of the side of the inn, like this, and he's standing on the roof of the inn. Does that make sense? So like Teddy's up in the air, like.
I like how you role-played him. I like how you role-played him to go straight into the clutches of the really nasty bad guy.
Interesting side note that you don't know. He was actually on the rob. He was going to try and rob all the rooms and all the people that had died, and then he got caught.
Yes, thank you, Neil. I appreciate that.
Oh, hey, Pete, you're just back in time. Hi, buddy.
No, I'm sorry. I'm still fighting this spy, but I am listening.
Okay. I was role playing you, dude, and you got caught because you're a greedy little halfling.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. So he's now dangled over the side of this building like this, and the werewolf is just like clutching his neck and is trying to squeeze the life out of it. That's what you see, Bondo. So you're now in combat. New round, I guess. So Ziggy, it's your turn. You can get off this smuggling fury thing.
Can I?
You can come back into it.
Largely lying on my back.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have any? What's the sort of the downside of having been reduced to 0 hit points by Bondo's bomb?
Not much.
So
You're
throw
okay.
the werewolf off, and it's okay, folks. Like Queen Amidala in.
Yeah, you're
Anyway,
more like Bruce Willis having had an entire car park construction building dropped on his head and just walks out and goes, ooh, like that, which he does do in one of the movies, I believe, or it's a tunnel or
I
something.
get up and dust myself off, and
Yeah.
I heal fast.
He'll fast. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
And then
And then
I
you
don't know,
throw
can I
up.
support Bondo?
And then you immediately vomit. Sorry.
Werewolf.
Vomit on
Yeah.
Bondo.
So you stand up. You see Bondo's in combat with this large werewolf.
Yeah, what can I do? I mean, can I attack the werewolf?
Well, you also see the halfling is on top of the roof, being dangled over the side of the roof by this enormous giant werewolf that's got him by the neck.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
no first,
and it's,
right?
so it's werewolf in front of us, an enormous one as well.
This is a medium-sized one, like a.
Oh, he's a medium size. So he's a snack size. Okay, I'm gonna draw my crossbow because I figure now when my vision is blurring and double is the ideal time to take to range combat. I'm gonna headshot the.
Plus, nobody's looking. Like Bondo's back is towards you. It's perfect.
I'm gonna try and headshot the.
All right.
Dude with my crossbow.
Okay.
Just for shits and giggles. Right, here we go. My
All right.
ballistic skill.
97. Yes. Okay.
Oh no.
So brilliant. So
save me now.
you basically because you're disorientated. You see four. You see two wolves and two teddies, and you take aim at what you think is wolf number 1 or whatever, and you let fire, and it's a true shot. Roll your d6, please, sir.
Sorry, Uncle Pete.
And that is 2 plus
2.
It's okay. That's the strength of
for
4.
my crossbow.
Yeah, it's overpowered crossbow. Yeah, so that's 6
Oh,
points
wow.
damage. Yeah. All right. So you shoot, and it actually you hear this, and it thuds. Pete, if you're around there, gonna have to make you. Okay, where's Pete anyway? Is he coming back?
He's
Shit.
still fighting the spy.
Apparently, he is listening there.
Right, he's still fighting the spy. Okay, fine. So I'm going to say it's going to not hit Pete. It's going to like graze the back of the werewolf's hand. That's holding Pete, and Pete's now going to fall. So Pete is now falling. This is going to be, what do we say, the first floor? This is a second floor drop. So that is 2 floors. I'm going to say that's good 8 yards. No, let's say 6 yards. That's 12 yards
Fairly
of falling.
nimble.
12 yards of falling.
Wait. Can I just get shot instead, please?
Oh, you're back,
you're
are you?
nimble.
Okay.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not. I'm just enough to butt in every now and again.
Oh,
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Can I just say that in true, like John Woo style, Pete should take a shot at the werewolf as he's falling away from him. Like,
I'll totally allow that. Yeah. So Pete, you're going to fall, but I'll allow you to make a test to hold on to something on the way down to halve the damage you take. How about that? That's throwing you a bone, isn't it, sir?
Have a large werewolf testicle
Well,
on the
it's-
way down.
And you got high
It's
initiative.
A by.
Yeah, you got high
Is
initiative.
it initiative? Well, someone roll for me because I'm not.
What's your, yeah? We got your initiative down here, buddy. We got your initiative. We got your initiative right here, buddy. You just do the thing you're doing. Don't worry. We'll take care of the corpse. I mean your body. All right. So it's his initiative is 79. So if somebody wants to go ahead and roll that, I'm thinking Tom because he's so good at this for rolling over people. Tom, do you want to do it? Tommy.
Doomed, I tell you.
Tom's gone now. They're all fleeing like rats.
Fate
Yes.
is in your hands.
So anybody wants to
Hello?
roll?
Shall I roll?
Please, Jim. That's great.
for what?
There you go.
31. Okay, I'm going to halve the damage that you
31.
take. So it's 12 now. Tom, you can roll this d6. And we're going to halve
Yes.
the damage. And that's how much damage he's going to take. He's going to manage to grab onto something on the way down.
Oh man, I'm gonna roll a 6.
No, you're going to roll a 1 because you want a high number.
6
you
is
want
good.
6 is good for this roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 5. Not bad.
5.
Not bad. Okay, so that's going to be 12. That's 7. So let's round it up. That's 4 points of damage. So basically, you hear this and in slow motion, the halfling just goes whoa, and then he manages to see like a pipe that's been broken off about a story down, and he just makes for a grab, and he grabs it, and he wrenches his shoulder, and it swings him over, and he carries on falling, but the momentum's sort of now sideways, and he just lands in a heap onto his back, like oof. You're going to take 4 points of damage, which I'm going to do for you. That's automatic
Thank you.
damage. But still got 2 wounds and you're alive, so nice job.
And I got the shot off as well.
You
Or
get the shot off. We're going to roll for your shot. Let's roll for your shot because this is off a critical failure. So it's not your critical failure, admittedly, but let's roll for a critical for a cool John Woo floating a Jackie Chan shot, I guess. Somebody want to roll that again? Tom, looking at you. You want to roll that? Nope. Jim.
Hey.
Anybody?
All
Okay.
right.
Hello.
I'm doing it. I'm
Tom's
doing
doing
it. I'm working on it.
That's a critical hit.
This spy's hard.
2.
Holy fuck!
I
nice.
rolled a 2.
That's a 2. That's a critical success.
Zero. That's a critical success.
All right, that
Oh
for
my God.
this is automatic critical, so it's a double damage. So and any 6s you get, you can roll again and add. Fuck, this is going to completely screw up the ending of my story. Okay, fine, carry on. Go. Just do it. It's fine. 2d6.
Oh, but what a great ending!
What a great ending, right?
Walk on the roof
Do it. 2d6, Tom.
and shoot.
That's a 6. Roll the other one,
6.
please, and roll this one as well.
Just roll the dice.
Yeah.
Oh, you can roll for me from now on.
5. Okay, roll the
5.
6 again. So that's 11 plus. That's 12 plus. That's 12 plus 3. That's 15 points of damage. I'm pretty sure that's. Oh, almost, yeah. So this, you just go, and you just fire back, going in slow motion. You shoot it straight between the eyeballs, and it just goes, and just gets knocked back onto the roof, and its leg sort of goes up, and goes, and then just smashes back through the roof. You hear this crunch sound that smashes through the roof, and then smashes through the next floor down because it's so heavy and big, and it lands seemingly inside the pub, on the floor of the pub. Huh?
Importantly, did I rob anything? Did I manage to rob anything?
No, you didn't steal shit. You stole a,
No,
you stole a handkerchief.
I think
That's
the
about it.
Werewolf.
I'll take it.
So it's like boo, and the thing just crashes manga
Did he
style.
manage to? Did he manage to pickpocket the werewolf when the werewolf was manhandling him off the roof?
Yeah, he's got this bizarre. He's got like a bizarre.
Do werewolves have pockets?
No, they don't. He's not going to do that. It's just this is bollocks.
You're like,
All right.
you'd be like Will Smith in Focus, and you slip a bomb into his pocket.
Yeah, so this thing's
Oh,
crashed into
spoilers
the
for a film no
bottom.
one's going to watch.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry guys, it's spoiler. It's rubbish.
Oh, Bondo saw that and thought it was you both. In fact, Ziggy, you stared straight at because obviously you just shot at this werewolf. You saw all of that happen, including how he saved his own neck and landed without a scratch, with only a bit of a bump and a scratch. And that was possibly the coolest thing you've ever seen, by the way.
It was all made possible by my crossbow shot.
Exactly.
That's what you want to think. Yeah, that's exactly how you're taking this. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, dude. So you do see a form, another figure, like kind of coming round the corner. It's very furry, and it's coming straight at Teddy. Just FYI. And next up is Ratty. It's your go, sir.
Okay, so, given that I've seen that we've got 2 cocoons instead of war penguins, I sort of just go, right, I get it, and then I run back. Is there I don't suppose there's a way.
You can run
I'm
through
just
the
gonna run
park.
back, so I guess I make it to about here, this turn. Yes, I could. All right, where's the front way in?
All of the
Just go
windows
here.
are blasted in, so
Isn't
you
it
can
on
just jump
fire?
through. No, the
Or-
fire was pretty shit. It didn't go anywhere. It just fizzled out. This fire was like a low-level fire.
Okay.
And there's lots of that stuff.
right.
In fact, you sort of burst through the empty window here, and as you do so, this enormous
Okay.
werewolf just smashes its way through the ceiling and lands on its back in this crumple, and all this like kind of ceiling debris and flooring just comes straight through, and it seems to have smashed its way down through the building somehow.
Yeah,
It's
and
just
I
flooding.
stop and go, right, I'm going back to the war penguins then. No, I don't.
There you are.
That's the joke I make, but I'm
seeing
sort
you.
of, yeah.
Yeah, and the good thing is that you're not in fear of it anymore because of how pathetic and puny it looks. In fact, you feel very big right now. How big of you feel.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
That is your go. It's now Bondo's turn. You're still in combat with this last werewolf.
Well, I want to dispatch it with my axe, of course.
Okay, make it happen, sir.
Right
Make it
then, rolling against a weapon skill of 52, I get 45.
happen. That's a hit. So roll d6.
Right, okay, D6. Rolling for D6.
What's your
Strength of 3, plus 2
5?
is 5.
Okay.
My first attack, that's alright.
All right, so that's now down to
So 5 points damage on level.
Okay, cool. So 5 points down. So you managed to draw a bead across one of its arm with the edge of your axe, but you don't really do much to it. It is now going to retaliate, obviously, so it's going to attack you. It is now hitting you for. Okay, so I'm going to say it's actually hit you for 4. That's 7 points of damage. But it's actually it's not going to try and hurt you. It's going to convert that into a stun damage. So it's going to try and hit you with so that's actually not hurt you, but it's stunned you. Basically, it takes like the back of its leg and it sort of does this like kind of mule kick out, and it just hits you right in the solar plexus and wins you. And then it just sort of runs this way and just like bounces on top of the latrine there and leaps over the side of the wall here. And you also see like another werewolf that's been on the first floor crunches out of the top and starts scampering away and pretty much does the same thing over this side. So the werewolves are definitely fleeing now, which is cool. You also catch in the distance another figure. It doesn't seem to be fleeing. If anything, it actually, sorry, this werewolf doesn't do that. This werewolf is actually, there's 3 werewolves left. Sorry, my mistake. So this one's over here that's done that. There's another werewolf here that's actually just spotted Teddy and is now sort of stalking towards Teddy on the floor. And you see another figure around the corner suddenly appears. You can't quite take it in, but one thing you notice is that whatever this animal creature is, it's got 2 enormous ears, and it's sort of bouncing its way towards where Teddy is as well. So you've got a werewolf on this side and some other crazy new variation of the were creature over here that's bouncing its way towards either side of Teddy.
Like
a were kangaroo.
By the way,
yeah.
did we ever? What happened to Dr. Dasher
Dunno,
in
man.
all this? Has he just vanished?
Don't know. Maybe he's one of the many corpses that you arbitrarily just blew up. You know, That's
All right,
pathos for
okay.
you, then. Pathos.
That will teach us
you, right? To invest friendship.
Throw in an important NPC in with a horde of monsters.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
So I guess that's your go. That's new round. So Teddy is not with us still. Teddy's going to be like pulling out his weapons, I guess, and it's now going, and he's just like looking backwards and forwards and he's waving his
He's
little
sort of like feeling all his limbs just to kind of like,
Yeah.
I can't,
Check the still attack.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and shoot him again.
Cool. Shoot Teddy.
What,
Good.
shoot Teddy?
Yeah, fair enough. Because you might hit one of the werewolves. Great.
It worked well last time.
It takes you a round to reload, so even your little hand crossbow, your arm crossbow.
I'm gonna drop my crossbow then. Well,
You know, it's attached to you. It's like a Mandalorian thing. It's attached to your wrist.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's a wrist
Well,
crossbow, yeah.
fine.
What you can do, sir?
Doesn't look. It looks like everyone's bugging out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to reload my crossbow in that case. If everyone's bugging out, there's no one in combat with us anymore, is there?
No,
Is there anyone in combat with Teddy? Is that?
Well,
is that
they're
werewolf
stalking. These two things are growling, stalking at him. So maybe.
Oh.
I guess, do you care about Teddy that much?
Okay. Well. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Never leave a marine behind.
He's
So I'm gonna.
Never leave a good cook
Can I
behind.
run?
I hear everything, okay?
Can I run?
Care.
Can I run towards him and reload at the same time?
If you make a dex check to do it properly, then yes. So
I'm so impaling myself on my own.
possibly if you get that's why you don't run with crossbow bolts, folks. 79.
Never
Okay.
run with-
So yeah, you sort of try and do it, but you realise it's like you can't quite wind it up or set it properly. So this is not going to be loaded. It's just like hanging there, dangling off the crossbow, wrist crossbow. It's not great. You're gonna have to stop and do it properly, or you carry on running. It's up to you.
I'll get so far, and then the words of my kindergarten teacher will ring in my ears. Don't run with sharp objects, and I'll stop immediately.
Cool. Cool. Okay. So as you start doing that, it's now Ratty's go. This thing is now You see the werewolf in the center is now smoking, like its fur is like sort of like melting off, and its arms like flailing around, and actually like the fur is melting off, and it seems to be revealing a human hand underneath what was a clawed hand. That's what you see. What are you gonna do, sir? This thing's in agony as well.
Is this where we realise the error of our ways, and we should have actually just talked all the werewolves down?
Probably. Yeah. This is probably it. It's probably that moment.
I don't
They're
negotiate.
humans. They're humans, actually. It's like the
They're
end
people.
of every werewolf movie where the werewolf that's been causing all the problems gets shot and then turns back into a human, and then you're like, man, we should have really felt bad about that werewolf that was killing all those people.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna run over to him
Yeah.
and
Dramatically pause.
take him by the hand. I'm trying to figure this out. This is a really difficult situation
Sure,
you
dude.
put me in.
Yeah.
Kill them, all of them.
I'm gonna
Take your time. Tom.
take it. Look, fuck off. You just.
Oh, no, I mean it sincerely. Take your time, dude. We're not trying to throw you off. This is pathos. This is payoff.
I'm gonna take him by the hand and I'm gonna say, I'm really sorry. I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to
I
do.
think you don't write stuff for a living, right?
Yeah, but sometimes, I spend days agonizing over one little scene, and this is it.
Okay, so you take his hand. All you say is this very weak and very like mournful. I'm sorry, and you just sort of pat his hand because you're not entirely sure. If you're not entirely sure what to say, dude, you're not entirely sure what to say. Why not go with that?
Yeah.
And okay.
And then I say, what would you have me do?
And it's sort of half of its face is now melted off, and you can clearly see underneath it that it's actually Derek, the Bogenhofen innkeeper. He looks and goes, well, I would have appreciated if you hadn't fought back. And he just goes, and his tongue rolls out, and he just like his head just hits the side of the wood, and he sort of chuckles a bit, and then he just goes. The rest, all the fur sort of peels back over his body, and the rest of it sort of melts away, leaving you holding this now naked, slightly portly, slightly warty innkeeper who's sort of changed back. You also notice, looking around the room, that all the other werewolves that have been killed have now also reverted back to their human form and are doing so one by one. You see the beheaded corpse of this like poor person out here that sort of slunks down to the floor because the weight of the werewolf muscles is gone. The rest of you also, while you're seeing all this happen, you do see sort of all this happening over here. Ziggy doesn't really, because you're sort of charging towards one werewolf who's starting to smoke a little bit. His fur is starting to smoke. However, his hands have come up and are about to attack Teddy from behind. Whereas Bondo and... What's Teddy doing over there? There's two Teddys. Weird.
Jeez, it'll be really embarrassing if he turns back and then just ends up tickling Teddy or something like that.
I'll take it.
Okay, so moving forward, this werewolf is literally about to attack Teddy when something very strange happens, and Teddy, you're like, ah! Like you're sort of about to be attacked from both sides, and you look up and you see the creature, this new creature that's appeared, is basically kind of like a werewolf, but its legs are really bowed. Its feet are absolutely fucking ginormous, like at least 3 times the size of, like twice the length of your arm. And it's got these massive floppy ears off the top of its head, and its teeth are very razor sharp.
Hang on.
But there's only 2 of them in front of it. What, Tom?
What?
Well, firstly, right, I thought they're all turning back, right?
Yeah.
Secondly,
Yeah.
right, Neil, like 10 minutes ago, was like, oh, this isn't high fantasy, this is low fantasy.
I changed my mind, Tom. I changed my mind. I'm digging the were creatures.
A were kangaroo.
It's a were rabbit. It's a were rabbit.
This isn't high fantasy, guys. It's low fantasy.
Tom, I didn't interrupt your need for dramatic ending. I don't interrupt mine. Okay. So this thing just
wow, when desks get crossed.
Yeah. So this enormous were rabbit, is sort of like crazy, like boggling, his eyes like rolling around its skull, just leaps straight at you, Teddy. But instead of like landing in you, it leaps straight over your head and smashes feet first into this werewolf. And the werewolf actually changing back to human, and this rabbit starts pounding with one of its feet onto the brain of this thing and just smashes the skull of this were creature as it turns back and just stands there going. And then this rabbit like has this little pouch around it, like a little sling bag, and its big meaty pory hands go into the sling bag and pulls out this tiny little like drinking pouch, this silver drinking. What do you call it? Hip flask, and it just like breaks open the skills and just starts guzzling down the alcohol inside this hip flask, and it just belches really loudly.
It's a were rabbit with a silver hip flask. I don't trust
Alcoholic were rabbit.
Yeah, it's not like he's not bludgeoning itself with the silver thing. So Ziggy, you're seeing this. So you're seeing this, Ziggy. Please make an intelligence test, Ziggy.
I'm assuming I've just had an awful head injury, and I'm gonna. I'm not going to make any sort of roll. I'm just going to assume I've got an awful head injury and collapse.
Okay. you start running and you just keep go to your knees, go to your arms, go to your shoulders, and just smash your head on the floor and just lie there going, yeah.
And the camera pans up above my prone body, and I'm just lying there murmuring, "Why, Sigma? Why?"
This just pans over. You see this thing comes straight over into your face. This hot, fetid breath all over your face, and goes. And this really weird, growly sort of like voice comes out of its throat and goes, "I see, you're lying down on that job again there. Typical bloody Ziggy." And it just sort of hops past you, boing, 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 like this, and just sits on top of the latrine eating a massive carrot. You can take from that as you wish.
Sean Connery.
This is not high fantasy. This is not low fantasy. I don't even know what this is.
This is the
like
beginning bit of. I was going to say it's the beginning about that Michael Jackson film Moonwalker, where he has that rabbit.
Yeah, that's right. All right, folks. So the combat is gone now because I think all the threat. We can safely say the threats are over. Ziggy, Bondo, tell me what you're doing, folks, but do it narratively because obviously we can speed up a bit of time now because we want to wrap this up. So Ratty, so let's go. Yeah, anybody wants to jump forward? Ratty, what are you doing right now, sir? You've sort of seen this thing, this derrick has expired in front of you. By the way, everybody, all the bodies and the body parts of all the were creatures have reverted back to their human forms. Also,
if the watch come round now, we're fucked, guys.
Also, Morsleb has also now waned, and the dawn has risen pretty much. As this happens, the dawn has been rising, and it's now morning time. And so any of this, and you even see that the bodies of the were chickens have reverted back to their normal chickeny size. and are no longer were-chickens.
Only one left, isn't there?
Yeah.
Just Wavy Davy hat.
Well, as you sort of all take stock, and Ratty, I'm assuming you're going to sort of walk slowly out in a very cinematic fashion to join your friends.
Ratty, I go and get a bottle of booze from behind the bar, this is the first time I think I've ever actually drunk anything.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
Yeah. Tom?
I'm going to get a bottle of booze, and I sort of walk out,
Yeah.
looking very dazed and swigging,
Alcohol. Okay.
swigging booze.
You got an Alco Pop.
Yeah.
Ratty's like cycling down an Alco Pop. Okay, so you come out to that. And,
It turns out, I think it's really, really,
Sophisticated.
really, really tough guy booze, but it's actually just the Warhammer
Eternal
equivalent of an alcohol. Yeah.
Cool. Wavy Davy comes around the corner. Sorry, Bondo, what are you doing? And Wavy Davy's going to come around the corner as you do something. So.
I'm gonna search for the gnome halfling person in the pillow fort. Actually.
Oh, well remembered. All
I
right,
did
cool.
feel slightly guilty we left her in there.
Okay, so you sort of see the pillow fort is all trembling mass, and like this little head. Sort of as you get closer to it, you hear this. Everything stops, and this stick out of nowhere comes over and just whacks you in the shins. And she goes, "Go away!" And just whacks you in the shins. Go away! Like that, and whacks you in the shins.
You're safe now. We can come up.
Way she always sounds a little bit flirty, like she's saying go away, but
Really, she's saying, "Help me, save me from the were creatures." Yeah, it's a bit flirty.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So she does emerge, and actually, she is actually a very attractive young halfling. She's in probably the equivalent of her late 20s, I guess. She's, I don't know how to describe a halfling that's attractive, really. Buxom and athletic at the same time, and I don't know. Good shoes. I don't know how a halfling is described. Beautiful hair. She's got beautiful hair and a great complexion. She's a
red hair on her.
yeah. She's a halfling. She's a halfling babe, I guess. And she steps out and she sort of blushes at you and goes, "Thank you." And as she comes out, like the pillows fall off her in slow motion. And Bondo, you're quite taken with her. You're quite smitten with this slightly strange halfling. And you start blushing around. In fact, both of you start doing it. She looks at you with this sort of stars in her eyes, like, and both of you just start doing that. Ratty's now got the bottle at this point. Is walking past you, just stops, looks at both of you, and just carries on walking without a word outside. Okay. And you're like, all right, cool. Thank you. All right. So when you look outside, the first thing you see, Ratty, is that this enormous fucking rabbit is just sitting with a sling bag. Is sitting over the edge of the latrine on top of the roof with a carrot, and it's just gnawing down carrots. The whole bag is stuffed with vegetables, and it's just like rinsing its way through all these carrots and things. And it stares at you and goes, "This might need a bit of explaining, Ratty," like that. Just stares and just munches on some more carrots. It doesn't seem to be able to stop eating vegetables, which is kind of strange. Oh, and I guess it's the morning. So yeah, as it does that, it starts munching on these, like, it puts two massive carrots in its mouth, and actually its fur starts doing that melty thing that you saw earlier, and all the grey fur, 'cause it's like a grey and brown hair rabbit, and all of the fur starts dropping off, and he just, and his hands start going over, and he just sort of stands there, and suddenly, like, in this kind of cloud of fur erupting, all this stuff melting off it, is the body of Dr. Dasher, and Dr. Dasher is now butt naked with a sling across his lap, and he's just sitting on the edge of this latrine with all these massive carrots that are now pretty much too big to fit into his mouth. He sort of spits them out and goes, "Yes, I believe I may have some explaining to do. Nice to see you're all alive. Thanks for the assist. Sorry about the whole double. I was just blending in with them, I thought they were going to fucking kill me. So sorry about the whole double play thing there. I thought you caught my wink through the keyhole when I went. The lads, they want to get into there. I just gave a big wink. That was the wink. Was I'm on your side."
He was a double agent that did absolutely nothing.
Pretty much. He did just save Teddy's life.
Okay, he did that
weak.
one
Thing.
Absolutely.
That one thing.
One thing.
One job.
So cool. Wavy Davy at this point comes around the corner, and he's got this little lead, this little like rope lead. The end of it is quite intricate. It's just around the neck of this chicken, and his head's really moist and wet, and he's like in fact half his body is like really moist and wet. And he just comes around, and his hair's all been like, his hair's usually quite up and like, you know, spiked with like lard and grease, wherever he puts in it, and it's just flopped to one side. And he's come around, there's chickens like on a lead with him over here, and he just looks at all of you and goes, Wavy Davy thinks you should all shut the fuck up. And just walks past you really slowly over to here.
That should be where we leave it. That's the perfect end to this episode.
It's going to be where we leave it. It's actually where we're going to leave it.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, this is where we're going to leave it.
Perfect.
So that's it,
Wavy,
folks.
Wavy Davy thinks you should all shut the fuck up.
up.
Wavy Davy is not an egg.
Wavy Davy is not an egg. All right, folks. So we've left it here. We're going to do a narrative quick fast forward on the next session to go to the next portion of the adventure. The one thing I will leave you with in the background of this day, you do see your destination, the La Maison Tower, which is sort of over here, and behind that is the enormous mountain Frugelhof, which will become more important as we go on with our adventure. So, folks, hope you enjoyed this sort of like prelude into the main adventure. It was kind of fun.
Where you were like
this 2-month prelude.
Yeah, 2 months
It was
ago,
supposed to
you
be
were
just a Halloween special, but I just saw there was too much good shit in it. Oh, Wavy Davy, by the way, Wavy Davy's also now sporting a really cool thin leather jacket. Where he goes, hey, Wavy Davy's found this really cool killer jacket downstairs. Look, it's even got branding on it. As he saunters past. So you've got that cool jacket on.
Oh.
Well, folks, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to all the mods, both on the chat. We hope you've enjoyed it, and also on the Discord chat as well. Do stay around. 2 weeks' time, I guess, will be when we do the next one, depending on all our schedules and family and whatnot. We hope you can join us for whenever we do it next. Yeah, that's it. Stay well, stay safe. Thank you very much to the players. Thank you, players.
Thank you very much. Pleasure as always.
Thanks, players.
very enjoyable.
Bye.
Indeed. And without further ado, I think somebody can do the honours, not
And
Jim.
thank you.
Oh, sorry, Tom. Go ahead.
Oh,
I was just going to say thank you to the listeners, as per usual.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
yeah,
it would
Yes.
be nothing without the fans.
Thank you for bearing with us.
Thank
Well,
you
we
very much.
thank you for putting up with us.
Thank you for
And
putting
our
up with them.
stupid game.
It's not a stupid game. It's a delightful game. We've just made it a little sillier than it needs to
We
be.
make it silly.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
I promise you it'll be super serious from now on, and there'll be death and people will be lost that you didn't expect. Like main characters that you built up a lot of connection with will just die in the blink of an eye. I will promise you that. This is my manifesto. It's my
Sounds like a threat.
fantasy manifesto right there, folks.
Medium fantasy.
All right, folks. Somebody want to do the honours?
Yeah.
It scares me. I don't like it.
Someone play it. There you go.
Double flip! Thanks, everybody. I hope you have fun and stay well and stay safe until the next time we're on the table. Bye!
Bye.